Good evening and welcome to Fairview High School as we get set for GMC football here this evening, and a matchup tonight between the 5-1 Edgerton Bulldogs, who come in 2-1 in the GMC, against the 0-6 Fairview Apaches, who are 0-3 in the Green Meadows Conference. This is the Oberlin and Turnbull Funeral Homes and Crematory pregame show, and glad to have our old friend back at the microphone tonight. We had him out sneaking around the chicken coop a week ago down who knows where, but it was a form of continuing education that Foz was on last week, and we're glad to have him back. And I know you're primed and ready to get back at it tonight in one of the older rivalry games in Northwest Ohio, in particular involving Williams-Defiance County teams tonight.
It sure is, and a rivalry that Fairview has really owned Edgerton. Out of the last 49 times, Fairview has won 37 of those matchups. So this year maybe a little bit different if you're an Edgerton Bulldog fan, looking forward to a chance to maybe exercise some of those demons that Fairview has given you over the years. Coming into this a little bit better roster, Edgerton going up against a very young Fairview team that's in rebuilding mode right now, struggling a little bit, trying to find their identity as they move forward in the back half of the season.
Young and inexperienced, and they're going to roll with that youth. They have all season long and thought, you know what, let's get them some Friday Night Lights experience this year when we already know it's going to be a rebuild.
Yeah, absolutely. And the old saying is, if you're going to lose, you may as well lose with young people who you've got coming back and get them experience. The problem with that in football, it's a little bit different dynamic because of the physicality of it. Sometimes you play some of those younger kids at an early age, they're not quite physically ready in a lot of cases. Then you get them hurt or you get them spooked and they don't come back. So there's always that tightrope balance that Coach McCord is, I'm sure, very, very aware of and doing a good job as he's managing that going forward.
And for those of you that heard Mike Bumb say the last name resonates in these parts, and that would be John McCord, who is in his first year as head coach here. He's been an assistant, did that under Dad when he was at Ayersville. Dad is, again, to refresh everybody's memory, Craig McCord, 27 years the head coach at Ayersville, 209, 80 and 2 as head coach there. John has been an assistant here, also has some stops at Defiance College and Iona as well, so he has coached at the collegiate level as well, so brings an assortment of experience, and he knew what he was getting when this job opened up, having been here, obviously, but still, this is a season to put your stamp on the program a little bit on what you want to do going forward and kind of your core values, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Andy. And here's the deal. Jobs don't come open when they're good very often. There's a reason why they're open, and Coach McCord knew that. But here's the deal. Fairview is a great community, a great family base, a great athletic tradition. They're going to have their down years like every small school does, but their down years, I believe, will be shorter than most schools or small schools down years are. Already looking, you got a really good freshman class. You got an outstanding 8th grade class that they say can rival the senior class of a couple years ago of Fairview that made that playoff run and won the GMC. So Fairview football is never going to be down, or Fairview athletics, for very long. And Coach McCord knows that. Coming in a rebuilding mode, it happens in small schools. You build it. You've got good quality kids. You've got good quality families. You've got all the recipes. You've got a pretty decent population base here in Fairview compared to the teams in the competition who you're playing. So you've got all the ingredients to be successful, and that's why Fairview has been successful.
So we spent a lot of time here in the initial part of the broadcast talking Fairview because it's the first time that we have seen them all season. A team that we are familiar with, very much so, is Edgerton. Want to spend some time talking about them. They dominated Paulding last week. Did have an injury scare. Quarterback Corey Everett left the game, came back for a series or two, and then didn't play anymore. It was a running clock. There was no need for Corey Everett to be out there anymore. He's good to go. He's going to play tonight, and he really is that kid that Edgerton feeds off of and funnels everything through to make others, I guess, more dynamic in what he does. And they do a great job of calling his number and setting him up to be successful, and then in part setting Edgerton up. In translation, Edgerton's successful.
He's such a focal part of their offense, and he's just a football player. Runs the ball well, tougher than what you think, more physical than what you think, faster than what you think, throws the ball better than what you think. And so, yeah, he is he's the guy who makes the whole team run there. So it's good to see that he is back. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Flagel does as far as how he utilizes him. In most games, he has been the leading rusher and the leading ball carrier. So will he limit his ball carriers and give to the very capable running backs like Owen Roth, Quentin Blue, and Warren Nichols, who are all good in their own right, and maybe back off the amount of workload that Corey Everett does? I guess if you're asking me, Andy, I think probably that would be the case, especially since you're in a position right now where, at least this year, you probably got a little bit better roster than Fairview, and maybe you can afford to not utilize Corey Everett as much.
And you mentioned some really important names for Edgerton, because that has helped make this team show signs of improvement in how those kids and that supporting cast around Corey Everett have gotten better and are starting to be more utilized, and I think here's a good word for you, more trusted in what they're doing on the field.
Sure, and it all starts up front. They've got a nice physical offensive line. Ray Pels, Cooper Everett. I don't want to miss anybody, but I'm sure I will. Elijah Martin, Blake Flower have done a nice job of setting the tone. Edgerton likes to spread teams out, but they're a running football team. So they want to be physical with you, even though they spread teams up. Doesn't mean they can't throw the ball, but it's mainly off of their play action. And when they've had success with players like Carter Herman, who's been outstanding, and Caden Pasillo. The times that we have saw him, he's been very dynamic in the open field.
And, of course, don't have Carter Herman right now because of injury, so others are stepping up now in that role. And Riley Collar is a young man that they've started to depend on a little bit more.
The coaching staff seems to really like what he's been bringing to the table. Has improved every single week. Right now, again, a senior, but one of those kids who has every single year has improved and put himself in a position now, again, with the injuries to Herman, to be one of the main focal players that Edgerton is going to look for.
Going to take our first break here of the Oberlin and Turnbull Funeral Homes and Crematory pregame show. It is homecoming night here at Fairview. The Bulldogs and the Apaches will step aside. A Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with Edgerton head football coach Brody Flagel when we come back.
When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And there's no one that knows that feeling like me, Molly Culler, your local Allstate agent, because I work every day to get people like you the coverage they need with the savings they deserve. Give me a call for your quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hi, I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. It's fair season, and we'll have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and save 10% on all upright memorials. The Fackler Monument Company features the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. And we're bringing you the opportunity to save 10% at the Hillsdale County Fair. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
You know where to go when your vehicle has been in an accident, but why should you take that same vehicle to Jason Deets Collision and Service when you need an oil change, brake job, or any other routine maintenance? It's because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have 60 years of combined experience diagnosing and repairing domestic, foreign, and classic automobiles. They have a state-of-the-art alignment machine that ensures a perfect alignment every time, and the training and expertise to fix your problem the first time. So whether it's a crash or take your vehicle to Jason Deets Collision and Service.
Friday night football here in the Green Meadows Conference, getting ready for Edgerton and Fairview, and our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with Edgerton head coach Brody Flagel. Good road win for your kids last week at Paulding, Brody. Tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, how you felt like the kids overall played in all three phases.
Yeah, well, and thanks for having us on this morning. But yeah, we were very happy with our Paulding performance last week. I thought we came out right away and established a rhythm offensively and defensively. We're able to get some stops and some turnovers early on, which is always good. So always good to battle back from a loss the week before. So proud of our guys, and then now we're focused on Fairview.
And you wore Paulding down as the night went on, I thought, on both sides of the ball as well, Brody. You know, one area I talked about during the game, Paulding was in your territory for a handful of possessions of that game, but it never got inside the 30, 25, whatever you want to call it. You guys either got the stop on downs or you got the forced the turnover. And then I thought your line play was terrific up front against that Paulding team. And just as the game wore on, you wore them down. Would you say that would be fair to say?
Yeah, I would say that's definitely accurate. Our guys up front offensively did a great job. We ran the ball extremely well on Friday. And D-line there was a couple hiccups early on, but when we were playing low and firing out, we were doing a really nice job stuffing that run. And Paulding has some big kids up front there, very physical, and we knew that. And they were the same last year. So credit to our guys up front on both sides of the football. They did a nice job, and the defense did a good job of bending but not breaking against Paulding last week.
And you averted disaster or potential disaster when Corey Everett had to leave. And you and I were just talking. It's all good. Corey's able to go, and it looked, I'm sure, and felt a lot scarier than what it ended up being in the end, which is good news.
Yeah, anytime you see one of your players go down, it's always a scary moment. But happy for him, happy for our team, and we're excited to looking forward to our end of our season schedule here.
Boy, Brody, let's talk Fairview. First-year head coach in John McCord and a very young football team. Tell me about what you see when you scout them and watch them play, Brody.
Yeah, Fairview has a lot of tradition, and then I know they're not having the year they expected, but that doesn't mean anything, especially on the night. I believe it's their homecoming as well, so they're going to be playing hard, and you see them playing hard on film. Coach McCord definitely knows what he's doing. And he's been there before, so they're going to be ready. And they are big and physical on both sides of the football. And to be honest with you, they took it to us last year, so we got to be ready to go, have a good week of practice here, and be focused on Friday against the Apaches.
And kids will be kids. You hope that it's not a look-ahead game with this game in Hicksville. And, kids can look at records and talk on social media and see things on social media now. You hope that this week and next week aren't look-ahead type games, knowing who you have coming in 9 and 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not looking ahead one bit, like I said, because Fairview took it to us last year on our home field. So we got to be ready to go. Every week's a battle, and we got to have a great week of prep and get ready for them.
Well, good luck against Fairview, Brody. Appreciate the time here on the pregame show.
Thanks for having us, Andy.
Even though we don't know what life has in store for our homes or car, we can still prepare. Introducing the Damage Doesn't Have to Be Too Damaging policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Contact Danielle Van Atta, agent at 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan, or call 419-636-0408 today. American Family Insurance Company. SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Eager Beaver Axle is wide open and ready for you. Come in and take your shot at throwing axes or share some drinks and food with friends. Rack up the pool balls or take your chance with Keno. It's all inside the Eager Beaver Axle. Must be 18 or older to enter. Find them online or call 419-980-7121. The Eager Beaver Axle, Defiance's first axe throwing venue.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan. They carry new, used, and scratch and dent appliances. They carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE. Many in stock for you to take home today. Then, when you have something wrong in the years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk with someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 636-4541 and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Forge into the future with Edgerton Forge Incorporated on US 6 just outside of Edgerton. Open interviews Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. with immediate openings for maintenance and first and third shift general laborer with pay up to $21.93 an hour. Apply online at edgertonforge.com/careers or stop in to see them for an application and tour the facility at 257 East Morrison Street in Edgerton. Come see what they're all about and join them as they forge ahead. Edgerton Forge Incorporated in Edgerton.
Back out here, GMC football tonight, Edgerton and Fairview. Let's dive inside the numbers on the season. Let's start with Fairview. The quarterback is Freshman William Zedike, 23 of 44 on the year for 199 yards, completion percentage of 52%, 3 touchdown passes, and 3 INTs. Brett Grine is the leading rusher with 117 yards this year. Zedike's run for 58. Damian Imseas has run for 44, and Adam Lashaway and Drayden Grinnell 43 yards on the season. The leading receiver on the year playing tonight, Caden Kern, DeAndre Hastings, 9 catches for 38 yards. Kern, 6 catches for 84 yards. He has the most yards on the season. Brett Grine, Caden Kern are the top 2 tacklers on the season. This is an offense that is averaging only 7 points per game and a defense giving up 46 points per game on the season. Corey Everett continues to be a model of efficiency at the quarterback spot, completing 68% of his passes, 71 of 104 for 977, so he'll go over 1,000 yards passing for the season tonight, and that efficiency also magnified in protecting the football. 12 touchdown passes, 1 INTs. Going into last week, Edgerton was one of the best teams in the area in turnover margin. They were +8 last week and added 4 more, so +12 now on the season. You want a recipe for being very successful? That's protect the football and don't hurt yourself with penalties. They have had some penalty situations, but last week a pretty clean game there as well. Everett is the leading rusher. He has a real legit shot to go 1,000 rushing and 1,000 passing this year. He's at 510 rushing on the season, averaging just under 6 yards a carry. Warren Nichols has rushed for 148, Owen Roth at 135, and Quentin Blue at 126. By far and away, Caden Pasillo, the leading receiver, 22 catches for 407 and 6 touchdowns on the year. Riley Collar and Corey Herman, along with Warren Nichols, all with 11 catches on the season. Joel Walkup, who has been terrific all year, the leading tackler at 47 tackles, also leads the team in tackles for losses. Actually, he's second now on the team, tackles for losses at 7.5. Warren Nichols has 8 tackles for loss on the season. Corey Everett and then Quentin Blue are the next 2 in terms of tackling on the season. On the year, this is one of the highest scoring offenses in the GMC. In fact, number 2 in that category, averaging 36.5 points per game, and a defense that's allowing only 14 points per game on the season. We continue to roll on here on a Friday night. Foz's keys for both these teams after we come back from another timeout here on V-Rock Sports.
Innovative Ag Management on Wonderly Road in Hicksville would like to wish the Fairview Apaches good luck in tonight's game. Innovative Ag Management offers seed, chemicals, fertilizer, chicken manure, and so much more for all of the farmers in the area. Stop by and see Mike Cook, Joe Lucas, or Tom Pendleton, or phone 419-658-8423 when you're in need of chemicals, seed, or fertilizer for your fields. Good luck, Fairview Apaches, from Innovative Ag Management. Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
Forget cars and purses. Thieves are after your identity. Recovering your stolen identity can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Central Mutual Insurance Company offers coverages that can help you recover from the devastating effects of identity theft. For your security, your protection, and your peace of mind, trust Central Mutual Insurance Company in Andrews, O'Neill & Lowe. With offices in Archbold, Bryan, and Wasion, or you can find us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
We are back out here at Fairview. Want to get into the keys to victory here in just a moment, but I think we're closing in on our national anthem here in just a moment. But Edgerton is 5-1 coming in, and Fairview is 0-6 on the season. Edgerton 2-1 in the GMC, Fairview 0-3 in the conference. Mike talked a little bit about the overall series. This is the 50th matchup of the series. Fairview's won the last 3, and overall 37-6 14-12. The series goes to Fairview. Brody Flegel in his third year, 14-10 as head coach of the Edgerton Bulldogs on this record. Mike's alluded to a group that was so dynamic, focusing on the 3 years that they were huge contributors. So from 18 through 20, it was a Fairview program that went 28-7, and they were just littered with athletes all over the field. I mean, probably the golden era in terms of 3 straight years and how far they advanced in Fairview football. Wouldn't you agree? Or at least in that 1 or 2 team discussion.
Yeah, it's got to be right there at the top. And again, Fairview's had a lot of good football teams over the years. And, you think of Ryan Radcliffe, who went and started at Central Michigan, and some of those teams in the 90s when Bob Olin was running first, yes, I said it, the wing T before he went to the spread. So Fairview's been a dominant program in Northwest Ohio and in the GMC. And again, that team in 2019 would highlight as good as any of those teams, if not the best, that they had in their program history. And again, they're going to be back someday. This is a program that's not down very long for very long, and helps on the way. We'll see if they can kind of get some things going positively tonight and hang around on homecoming.
Yeah, and we want to maybe diagnose what the anatomy of an upset might look like for Fairview in just a moment, and also what Edgerton needs to do to win again and stay in the GMC title race. We'll take that break right now, and when we come back, we will have the keys, and we're closing in on the opening kickoff on a Friday night here on B-Rock Sports.
The Fairview Athletic Boosters are proud to sponsor the broadcast of this contest tonight. Our Boosters organization was formed in 1968 by a group of individuals for the purpose of aiding and promoting the athletic programs of the Fairview schools. Over the past 52 years, the Fairview Athletic Boosters have been a major fundraising team to help complete projects and buy equipment to benefit the Fairview athletic teams. Our desire is to always promote good sportsmanship and fair play on the court, on the mats, on the links, on the track, on the course, or on the field. For information on becoming a Fairview Athletic Booster member, visit us on Facebook or visit our school website. Enjoy the game and go Apaches! Looking for a new grill before winter? Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan has Weber grills on sale with free assembly and delivery on grills $3.99 and up. For those last-minute outdoor projects, select Milwaukee hand tools. Your choice, $14.99, or a Little Giant 22-foot multi-purpose ladder. Buy the ladder and get the ladder tool tray for free. Stock up on KT Songbird Blend or Wild Bird Seed. Buy one, get one free, along with Ace Insect Killer, 2 for $6. Everything you need you can find at Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place. Jason Deach Collision and Customs is Northwest Ohio's largest trailer dealer with over 300 trailers in stock, from 53-foot race trailers and custom toter homes to open deck car trailers, dump trailers, landscape trailers, and equipment trailers. But they don't just sell trailers, they service them. Add options and do repairs on any brand. Because they're racers themselves, they know how to build the trailer right for your racing needs. Stop by their Edgerton location or shop 24/7 at jasondeachtrailersales.com. If you can dream it, they can build it at Jason Deach Collision and Customs.
All right, Edgerton and Fairview. Mike Bumb, I don't know if anything can happen in particular in high school football. So what does that look like tonight for Fairview to walk into the fourth quarter with any shot at win number 1?
I think, one, you're going to have to score on special teams. Big plays on special teams are going to be key. Not just get the good field position, but also score. And that's the easiest way, especially when you're a heavy underdog, because you got a lot of second-tier players out on special teams in most cases, that a team can score quickly and keep themselves in the game. So that would be number 1. Number 2, against Edgerton, you're going to have to put them in a situation where they are predictable. Now, that's easier said than done. Load up the box. I know Corey Everts can throw the football. You're going to have to pick your poison, stop the run, and then get Edgerton in third down and long situations, and then back your defense off and hopefully rally to the football and cause a punting situation.
All right.
Load the box for Fairview.
This is 12 to 15-minute business trip for Edgerton essentially tonight, right?
I think so. I mean, they've got the better roster. They should win. Their quarterback, again, the all-leaguer, Corey Everts, is a little bit dinged up with his knee. Be interesting to see how Coach Flegel uses him. Will he back off a little bit? If he does, that will impact the explosiveness for Edgerton. But again, up front, you should have an advantage. You have a little bit better skilled players on there, significantly better this year on the outside with Pasillo and, of course, with Everett and Nichols and Fry. So I think if you're Edgerton, here's the deal. Get a fast start against Fairview. You're expected to win. Put a few on them in the beginning. Fairview this year hasn't experienced much success. What often happens when teams get down quick and they haven't had a lot of success as they start to pack it in and don't give you quite the effort that you'd hope for. So get a fast start against Fairview early on.
Right. We're looking at what's coming up in the GMC tonight as far as other games that we want to dive into. But here's the way the conference looks right now. Antwerp and Ayersville are your two undefeated teams in the GMC, both sitting at 3-0. Edgerton and Tenora right behind at 2-1. Wayne Trace and Paulding at 1-2. Fairview and Hicksville at 0-3. Your matchups in the conference tonight in Week 7, other than this one, Antwerp is at Wayne Trace. Ayersville is at Tenora. And, of course, that Ayersville-Tenora game took a different twist and turn as we get ready tonight. Kenny Krause put on paid administrative leave. So there will be an interim head coach tonight. Never heard any confirmation on if any players were out. So that's certainly something that we have to think about, that's a possibility. But either way, the dynamic is changed. Your head coach isn't there. You have an interim head coach. So, and all of this happened in game week of your biggest rivalry week, Foz. I mean, that whole situation, if we're just talking about between the lines and on the field, that's a totally different scenario tonight, I think.
Well, first of all, let's not lose the fact that Ayersville is a very good football team. They've only lost one game this year. So going into this evenly matched, we thought it could be a competitive game. Probably Tenora is the better team on paper, but games aren't played on paper. Then you add into the fact with the suspension and the lack of focus and how that hurts your preparation. Now all of a sudden you're not thinking about, what does Ayersville line up in when we go trips to the right, or what defensive front are they going to have when we go full house backfield. Now you're thinking about other things. So you're not focused on what you should be on that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of preparation. And that does have an effect on performance. Does Tenora have enough talent to overcome that against their arch-rival Ayersville Pilots? We'll see tonight if that's the case. But it'll be a competitive game, and it does take a different dynamic now because of all that. So I think whatever your prediction would be, it's much tighter than what it would have been maybe a week ago.
Yeah, you're right about one thing in that entire scenario. Let's not lose sight of the fact that Ayersville's pretty good this year, and that already was going to be a competitive game going in. I don't think you were. I'm not hearing you saying that it was going to be a walkover and a roll by Tenora to begin with. Ayersville's a 5-1 football team to begin with. So coming into tonight, now will Tenora use something, and the old adage, the old cliche of circle the wagons tonight and rally together with everything that has gone on? It remains to be seen. But this whole scenario on what's going on in Tenora and in that building right now and on the field tonight, it's just it changes things, and it's worth talking about because the football game doesn't look the same now as it did on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Absolutely, and we'll be tuning into that to see how that goes. For tonight's contest, homecoming night here at Fairview, Andy. Edgerton coming in as heavy favorites. I look down on a team at Fairview, struggled a little bit this year. Packed house. I know it's homecoming, but this just shows you how the fans and how the community of Fairview get behind their team, regardless if they're having successful seasons or not.
Edgerton is going to get the football first. We can tell you the officials working the game. They'll have their eyes on the game, presented by the Tri-State Vision Center. Your referee tonight is Jason Kircherall. The line judge is Gary Kuwawa. The head linesman is Mark Kazmierzak. The umpire is Chris Hanisco, and the back judge is Brian Shinover. They have their eyes on the game tonight, presented to you by the Tri-State Vision Center. For all of your eye care needs, remember the Tri-State Vision Center. It's beautiful night. Boy, we have really been blessed with terrific Friday night weather, and Week 7 doesn't disappoint. We're in the 60s tonight, going to drop probably low 60s. We'll drop down through the low 50s or into the 50s as the night rolls on. Let's make it official. Game time temperature is 62 degrees, and by the end of the game, we're going to be in the lower 50s tonight. So just that first fall feel tonight? Last week had a little bit, and now as we advance farther, our last game in the month of September, my good friend.
Man, I tell you, the month of September is the best for weather, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. We've had that fall feel, nice, clean, 50, 60 degree. This is the weather that everybody likes playing in.
So Edgerton will get it first. They're in their white uniforms with the maroon numbers and maroon and gold trim. Fairview in their black and yellow, black and gold uniforms, the black pants, the black numbers, and the gold jerseys here tonight. Fairview 0-6, Edgerton 5-1. Edgerton will close with Hicksville next week, at Tenora, home with Antwerp. And we mention all of that for them because they're not only in the GMC race, but also heavily involved in not just getting in. They want to get some of those quality wins as well to improve their positioning and seeding to get a home game at least in that opening week, and maybe two.
Very possible. Get a couple heavy hitters here as they close up the season. But, again, they're not out of the conference race by any stretch of the imagination.
Adam Lashaway is going to kick it away for Fairview, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior. Warren Nichols and Scotty Krantz are deep, and off we go from Fairview land here in week number 7. Far side on one hop. It'll be fielded at the 17, 20. Nichols, 25, 30. Dragged from behind across the 35 and down finally at the 37-yard line. Brett Grine, a 5'10 sophomore, made that stop. And we have an officials timeout here quickly to start this game because we have an injured Fairview player down across the 40-yard line. So a little bit of a halt here to the stoppage, or the halt to the start of the game tonight. Edgerton with great field position. I asked Brody Flagel about Corey Everett and that injury, and we talked earlier in the week, and he said full package is available.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to run him. They're going to trust that he's going to be honest if something comes up along the way, and you want to take that competitor out because there's bigger. We just talked about it. There are bigger fish potentially to fry down the road here, not to take anything away from Fairview. That was Devin Huffman, who's up and hustling off the field now. So you just have to trust your senior athlete that he is good to go, and Brody said he is, and so the full offense is at his disposal.
We'll see if they also use Corey as punt returner. They didn't have him on the kick return. They've used him on kick returns too, so it'll be interesting to see if he uses him in special teams. My guess is probably not this week.
So from the 38, trips to the left, one receiver to the right, one running back. Hash mark far side. Everett bellies it up on the interior, and a run for maybe a yard for Warren Nichols. He's going to be harnessed on the play. Austin Gates, one of those first to the football, run of one. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Edgerton moving right to left. We're just underway if you are just joining us here on a Friday night. Twins right and left. Nichols remains the one running back on 2nd down and 9 from the 39. A clap and a man comes in motion. It's Pasillo to the near side. Little half roll to the near side. Everett's sitting down in the middle. Blue with the catch, 45, 50, 45. And Quentin Blue run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So that will be a gain of 20. And a 1st down for Edgerton.
Just a little standard out route there, about 7 yards cut route. Fairview was actually in pretty good position, just didn't make a play on the ball.
Pretty good size up front. 3 down linemen for Fairview. So a 3-4 base look. Twins right, twins left. Edgerton on 2 snaps in Fairview territory at the 41-yard line. In the pistol formation, a quick little screen, a flare to the right to Pasillo, 40. Pasillo, 35. Out of bounds, twisting his way down to about the 30. Brevin Williams, a 6'1 junior, tackling the wide receiver. And that will be a catch and run of 10 and another 1st down pickup.
Edgerton going to their no huddle. I wouldn't call it a hurry-up offense, but certainly good tempo. Just enough for the 1st down there for Pasillo.
At the 31-yard line of Fairview. No score on the Andres O'Neill scoreboard. Haven't even played a minute yet. And Edgerton from their own 38, they've advanced it to the Fairview 31. 2 receivers left and right. Nichols behind Everett's in this pistol look. Getting the chains set on that far sideline, and now we're ready to go as they wind the clock. Everett gets the pistol snap, gives it on the interior, and a good move by Nichols. Sidesteps one, can't get away from the second man. Jackson Grine made the tackle, but it's a run of 4 for Warren Nichols, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
Adam Lashaway did a nice job of filling up into the hole there and made great contact, just didn't wrap up, and Nichols did a nice job of spinning out and creating positive gain.
Jackson Grine, of course, had his season cut short and lost his basketball season with an ACL a year ago. Good to see him back out there. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Quentin Blue gets his first run, slices into the hole and inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Blue will get 4 on the carry. He's just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and a long 1. Grine again with a little assistance from Caden Kern. And quickly on the ball on 3rd and a long 1. Here's Blue, trap block. Great job up front defensively by Fairview that time. Clayton Bolin, a 6-foot junior, stymieing the run by Quentin Blue. He will get 1, but it's 4th down. And 4th and 1 now, or a little less than a yard from the 22-yard line.
Big stop here for Fairview.
And Everett gets his first run and shakes his way inside the 20 to about the 19. And on 4th and 1, the run of 3 for Corey Everett will indeed move the sticks and a first down pickup for the Bulldogs. So 3 for Corey Everett on that carry. It will be 1st and 10 now for Fairview, or for Edgerton at the Fairview 19.
Less than 100% or not, when you need a tough yard, give the ball to Corey Everett.
Absolutely. 2 receivers both ways. Everett has Blue as the right halfback. The snap comes. Everett's the pump, the go, and on a seam route, wide open, but he threw it behind Scotty Krantz, and it's incomplete.
It wasn't a well-thrown ball there, but it was up in the air, and Krantz was so wide open. He's got to adjust to that, and I think if Krantz does, that's 6 points, but Krantz just kind of stared there and didn't really react on the ball there. It was not a well-thrown ball, but very, very capable of catching that, I think.
On Q96.5, Bryan and Liberty Center playing. Liberty strikes first. They lead 7-0. 2nd down and 10 from the 19 of Fairview. A little zone read and a run for Everett. Powers his way down to the 15-yard line. 4 yards for Everett. Tackle made by Caden Kern. And now a 3rd and medium here. 3rd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. Make it 7. 3rd and 7 from the 16-yard line of Fairview. 2 receivers left, 2 bunched to the right. Man goes in motion. It'll be Roth on a jet sweep, 20. Roth at the 15. Steps away from one tackle, but can't get away from the second wave that was led by Brett Grine. And he is going to be down at the 11. Owen Roth on the jet sweep will get probably 5. So it'll be 4th and 2. Another 4th down here.
Fairview, if they're going to win this game, has got to convert defensively on these 4th down conversions here and stop Edgerton.
4th and 2, Edgerton at the 11 of Fairview. Play clock, still plenty of time on it at 15. Edgerton 1 for 1 on 4th downs this drive. Blue is a wing to the left. Collar is a receiver to the left. Roth a wing to the right. Nichols the running back. And now Brody Flagel timeout. 4th and 2. 8:04 to go in the quarter. Edgerton tries to keep this drive alive in a scoreless game.
Nay Oil Company supplies heating oil, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and propane for your home, farm, or business throughout Northwest Ohio with dependable service and competitive pricing. Call 1-800-962-9839 or stop by Nay Oil in Nay, serving you with dependable service since 1927. It's the Nay Oil Company. Nay Oil Company would like to wish all the athletes good luck in today's game.
So a 4th down and 2 for Edgerton at the Fairview 11-yard line. What do you like here?
Corey Everett. Yeah, get the ball to your guy that brought you there. And, when it's crunch time, Coach Flagel usually finds a way to get the ball to Corey Everett. So I would expect
a zone read type play?
Zone read, absolutely. Yep, give him an option.
So Fairview trying to get a stop, get their offense on the field. This will be the 13th play of the Edgerton drive. What a way to start the game, but they need to finish it. 4th down and 2. Receiver and wing to the right. Receiver to the left. Nichols the running back. Everett's in the gun. And Everett's just on a sweep to the right. 10. He's got the first down as he spun forward to the 6-yard line. And We didn't have the zone read. It was just a quarterback sweep. He gets 5, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Hash mark far side, 1st and goal at the 6. Very methodical drive, very Edgerton-like drive thus far.
A couple big opportunities for Fairview that they missed. Getting off the field here and getting their offense on.
Tight end left, wing left, receiver left, wing to the near side, and now a jet sweep to Roth. Roth at the 5, cut down, but fights his way forward to the 1. Tackle there by Caden Kern and Brevin Williams. 5 yards on the run for Roth, and now it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. We have seen this drive eat up, nearing 5 minutes off this first quarter clock. This has been the only possession of the first quarter. 2nd and goal, Edgerton at the 1. Nichols standing next to Everett on this 2nd and goal. Everett's to the right side, and he waltzes in for the first touchdown of the night. Corey Everett's off the right side, 1-yard run, and Edgerton strikes first with a very impressive drive to start this game.
Yeah, nothing very sophisticated about it. Couple pass plays, basic outs, but just being physical up front.
14 plays, 62 yards, and Everett's the 1-yard TD run. And now Eldon to try to tack on the extra point. Blue to hold, snap, spot, kick on the way, and the extra point is good. New score on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard at the 7:08 mark of the first. Edgerton 7, Fairview nothing.
Who doesn't love being number 1? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number 1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number 1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call your State Farm agent, Jody Herman, in downtown Archbold today.
7-0 here in Fairview. Edgerton with the lead. 7-0 Antwerp leading Wayne Trace. Carson Aldemus a 17-yard TD run. And Archbold took the opening kickoff back against Evergreen. So seconds into that one, Archbold grabbing a 7-0 lead on the Evergreen Vikings. And as we told you also in the NWOAL, Liberty an early 7-zip lead on Bryan. So power football, some speed on the edge. Really only tried what? Well, they tried one downfield pass. Everything else was a swing or a bubble look. Just a typical Edgerton drive, and took it right at Fairview. Tried to stop us. You couldn't, and they scored.
Efficient. Fairview had these opportunities to get their defense off the field, and 2 fourth-down conversions that Edgerton made, and just wasn't able to do it.
Here's a return by Brett Grind from the 23 for Fairview. Wrestled down across the 35 at the 37-yard line. Roth on the special teams tackle. Or was it Nichols? It was Nichols. So Fairview will get it for the first time. And Jeffrey Zedike, or check that, William Zedike, I beg your pardon, the 5'7", 150-pound freshman quarterback will head on out there. 6 games in. They're trying to continue to keep it basic and hope he continues to grow and then physically develop as his years go by. And quarterback of the future here for Fairview, getting a shot now.
And I think so. And again, a very athletic family that he's from. Brothers and sisters have all been great players here at Fairview.
From their own 37, a jump into the neutral zone by the Edgerton D line, and that will be a 5-yard walk-off. So 1st and 5 now for Fairview. Kind of a full house look. They want to establish run, and then off that, play action. Power I formation. Under center is Zedike, tight end to the right side. Edgerton shows blitz. Zedike gives to the right, and blitzing through was Warren Nichols as he slams Brett Grind down to the turf. Back to the 31-yard line. That'll be -1 on the Grind run, and it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Nichols was in the backfield so quick there, he almost took the handoff, and not the way you want to start if you're Fairview. Again, want to be more physical. We haven't seen the power I in a lot of years, Andy. This is throwback to the mid-90s, I guess, at the least, but now they come out Fairview in a little bit of spread look.
Slot right. Pistol formation. Zedike, quick toss to the right to Grind. Grind shakes away from Roth and then is going to be brought down by Cooper Everett at the 42-yard line. That'll be a run of getting that yard back for Grind. So now it becomes 3rd down and 5 from the 42-yard line.
And because of the penalty here, Fairview's still in a good position where they have their whole playbook open. They can run the ball and pass the ball. If they run the ball and get it close, I think this is 4-down territory. Being that you're a heavy underdog, you got to take some chances.
So again, power I formation, Grind dotting the I, Z-Dyke under center. Z-Dyke, and there was movement by half the line, and the other half stood stationary, so that'll be a false start. And the initial penalty on Edgerton is given right back by Fairview.
Yeah, now we're looking at a 3rd down and 10,
yep.
3rd down 10, 3rd down 11 situation here. Not where Fairview wants to be, not comfortable throwing the ball yet. So advantageous, obviously, to the Edgerton Bulldogs here. Now, what you don't want to do as Fairview is have an unnecessary turnover and let this game get away from you in a hurry.
3rd and 10 from their own 38. Z-Dyke under center, power I formation, double tight set. On 3rd and 10, 9, make it 10 guys in the box, a bootleg to the far side. Z-Dyke wanted to throw, gets away initially from Flower, and then Flower wrapped him up a second time to sack him back at the 33. So a loss of 4 on the play and a 3 and out for Fairview. And Edgerton is just going to continue to put 10 guys in the box and challenge Fairview in that running game.
And the problem is Edgerton's got better athletes on the perimeter where they can play man-to-man, so Fairview's always going to be outnumbered in the box area.
Lashaway, the kicker, is also the punter, awaiting the snap at his own 20-yard line. Punt is on, and it will be caught by Krantz back at the 39, and he is lassoed in by Abram Schinninger. And Schinninger able to bring him down immediately. Make that Caden Kennedy, number 8. Or is that 9? 9. I was right on the first one, Schinninger. But there is a marker down. It'll be a personal foul, horse collar tackle. I thought it was close, but the horse collar, now that's 15, and that'll bring Edgerton into Fairview territory to start this second drive.
It was a good call, and our question was answered as far as special teams. Corey Everts did not return that punt, and probably a good move there by Coach Flagel to try to conserve him as much as possible after the injury last week.
So after the mark-off, Edgerton begins this drive at the Fairview 46-yard line. 7-0 Bulldogs. 4:50 to play first quarter. 2 receivers left and right. Everett will bring a man in motion to the far side. Fake it to him. Everett's now on an out route. It is caught by Collar. And then Collar fumbled the football. It is loose. And it is recovered inbound still by Fairview. So Collar fumbles it. Jackson Grind hustles down to make the play. So it will officially go down as a gain of 10 on the pass play, and then the fumble, and it'll be Fairview football.
And that's why you hustle to the ball like Grind did there. The play was really over, but as Collar is falling down, he just simply drops the football, and Grind's there in an opportunistic situation to jump on it.
So the gain of 10 on the play is then wiped away, and it'll be 1st and 10 Fairview at their own 34. They went 3 and out last time. Power I formation, double tight set. Man goes in motion to the far side. Z-Dyke gets it to Grind. Grind trying to get away from Blue, and Blue won't let him. Quentin Blue with a good job pursuing the football, Mike Bumb, and getting him down.
He sure did. Fairview went to an unbalanced line to the right side and then swept away from that. Quentin Blue lining up in that linebacker position area there did a nice job of just simply tracking the ball. See ball, get ball.
So after the loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and a dozen here. Delta leads Swanton 14-0 in the NWOAL. Delta very much. We're going to dive into some of our teams that are in playoff positioning here at our halftime show. 2nd and 12, Edgerton up 7-zip, under 4 to go in the first quarter. Under center is Z-Dyke. He'll keep it, wanted to run option, nobody there. All kinds of flags down, and so is Z-Dyke down back inside the 30-yard line. Brought down by Sean Murphy, but again, 3 penalty markers down around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just you know, not a whole lot.
Personal foul, face mask,
yeah,
yep.
That's good to give Fairview because they're really just generating nothing offensively. So this will give them obviously an automatic 1st down. But you look at Zedike, who's a young, talented quarterback, and it's tough sledding for him. He's running for his life a lot of times back there.
Archbold 13, Evergreen nothing. After the 15-yard penalty, Fairview's best gains tonight have come on penalty yardage. The 5-yarder to start the game on Edgerton, and now a 15-yard face mask, and now it's up to the 47-yard line.
That's something we've seen from Edgerton this year. They have been penalized quite frequently.
Handoff and a running start for Adam Lashaway, who powers his way and then had it stripped. Ball is loose. Quentin Blue comes out of the pack with it. Blue, a little shake and bake down the sideline and still on his feet. Zedike pushes him out of bounds at the 15. Just ripped away in that pile. So Lashaway is going to be credited with 5 on the carry and then had it stripped away, and now it's Edgerton going the other way.
It was a great hard run by Lashaway, some positive gains right up in the A gap. I didn't even see the strip, to be honest, Andy. I looked down and put a stat down, and the next thing I know, Quentin Blue's going the other way with the ball.
Just muscled it away from him. So from the 14-yard line, Edgerton a chance to atone for their mistake and turnover earlier. 1st and 10, Bulldogs at the 14 of Fairview. Moving right to left, 3:28 to go in the quarter. 7-0 Edgerton on the Andres O'Neill and Low scoreboard. Everett's from the gun. Nichols the only running back. 3 receivers bunched to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Blue goes in motion. The zone read, the look on that option pass, and it's incomplete. Severely underthrown and really good coverage. DeAndre Hastings stayed home and did a great job breaking it up.
It really was, and it had 3 guys there, and probably a ball that Corey Everett shouldn't have thrown because it should have been intercepted. Edgerton's passing game is predicated off of the play action, and give Fairview credit there. They read their keys nicely, and they were not buying the run there on that time, and they were all over the 10-yard flag route or out route that Edgerton tried to do.
So 2nd and 10, Edgerton at the 14 of Fairview. 2 receivers both ways. Here goes Roth in motion. Fake the jet sweep, go inside on the give to Nichols. Nichols has a couple before he is leveled on the play by Clayton Boland, his second good play of the night. About a yard on the carry, and that's it. So it'll be 3rd and 9. 4-down territory here for Edgerton. Well, maybe not. You get a couple of yards. I mean, it's up to Brody Flagel, but if you pick up maybe half of this, you do give your kicker Parker Eldon a shot at a field goal if you want to go that route. 3rd down and 9. Man in motion to the far side. Back to throw is Everett. Throws towards the end zone. Tipped and then tipped again and knocked down. Good job playing back in coverage. Brett Grind got the initial deflection. Then a second tip happened, and now it's 4th and 9.
And it looks like Edgerton's going to try to kick the field goal here. Again, credit the defensive secondary coverage with Fairview, but Corey Everett has not looked sharp throwing the football so far this game. He has been as inaccurate, and I wonder if that has to do with the knee situation from last week. But he's usually a very accurate passer. So far, we haven't quite seen that.
So we're going to see what kind of range Parker Eldon is at. They'll spot it at the 20. 30-yard field goal. Snap. Spot. Kick on the way, and that is not going to have enough on it. It'll drop harmlessly in the end zone, and the Fairview defense, Foz, rises up. They get a stop after the turnover, and it stays 7-0. We'll take a quick 30-second break.
Since 1875, 4 generations of the Krill family have served this area. Krill Funeral Service realizes that the end can be a difficult and emotional time. They will guide you through each and every step of the funeral process, carefully and with integrity. Krill Funeral Service expresses appreciation for your trust in them, and they'll continue to be there for you in times of need. Krill Funeral Service of Edgerton, Eden, and on West Mulberry Street in Bryan, where they offer an on-site crematory.
Lindgren's daughter's the coach. Welcome back out here to Fairview, where it is still 7-0 Edgerton. So they trade turnovers, no points exchanged. Edgerton does nothing with great field position.
Listen, impressed with Fairview's defense tonight. Had a couple opportunities to get off the field. Didn't quite on 4th and 1 make the necessary plays. Edgerton scored and then come up with a big stop here.
From the pistol, a little mini roll to the far side. Zedike. Now he's going to come back to the right, finds it wide open. 20, 25, and a flag's going to bring this back. 13 yards, and anybody that has a flag in their back pocket has thrown it on the turf.
Well, I threw one myself, Andy. That was so obvious. And that's an inexperienced football team that Listen, that was just an unnecessary block there by Fairview and negates a positive gain. So
I believe they call that an illegal block in the back, which they've just signaled. So the 13-yard run.
You know how I always get frustrated with high school officials. I think they call too many blocks in the back when players turn. It's on the side. That one was no question whatsoever.
There's no argument from the Foz on that one. You know what happened since it happened downfield? This is only going to be a -1 on the penalty.
Yeah.
So you get your rare 1st and 11 here for Fairview. 7-0 Edgerton. 2:21 to go in the first quarter of football. Fairview dominated the overall series through the years, 37-12, and they've won the last 3. Wing to the right, receiver to the left, a little offset eye behind Zedike. And Zedike going to be hit in the backfield, and Nichols knifing through, and a loss of 3. Right now, Warren Nichols, he's been, if not their best defensive player, probably number 2 or 3, and he's come unblocked a handful of times already.
He really has, and there's no threat of a throwing game, so he can run all the way. So as the first read is running downhill, and we saw that with Quentin Blue, who's normally in the secondary for Edgerton, playing up a little bit tighter in an outside linebacker look for Edgerton this week against a heavy run-dominated Fairview team.
So after the loss of 3, it'll be 2nd and 14 now. And I believe a timeout is going to happen, and it will. We'll take it with them. It's Fairview spending the timeout. Still 7-0 Edgerton with 1:24 left in the opening quarter. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. It's fair season, and we'll have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and save 10% on all upright memorials. The Fackler Monument Company features the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. And we're bringing you the opportunity to save 10% at the Hillsdale County Fair. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Welcome back out here to Fairview. Our score is 7-0. Edgerton with the lead, and it's a 2nd and long right now. And Edgerton, I know it's a close game still, and that's credit really to Fairview's defense, but those offensive and defensive lines are being owned by Edgerton in all facets.
I think so, especially Edgerton's defensive line is controlling the offensive line from Fairview. I think you flip it around, Fairview's competing a little bit up front against Edgerton and from the defensive perspective, but really just generating no type of offense right now. Again, putting Fairview in, 3rd down and passing situations, 2nd down right now, passing situations is going to make it really tough on them. So we'll see what happens and see if Coach McCord can come up with some kind of, maybe a trick play or something just to kind of get some momentum going here for Fairview.
Line of scrimmage is back at their 16-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 14 coming up. And Walkup jumped for Edgerton, or at least started to show blitz, and it caused an offensive lineman to flinch, so that's 5 more going against Fairview, and they continue to go in reverse offensively. So 2nd down back at the 11 now, and it will be 2nd down and 19? 2nd and 19 to get the first down. From the pistol formation, high snap, quick toss to Grind, and he's going to throw off of it, and Grind finds a receiver, DeAndre Hastings. Edgerton did a pretty decent job of staying home, though, and Hastings thrown down at the 20-yard line. So that pass thrown by Grind completed the DeAndre Hastings, gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. So a gain of 9 on the pass play, and now a 3rd down and 10 coming up for Fairview.
And that's the first completion that Fairview's had. A little bit of a trick play there, a double pass to try to loosen up Edgerton. Good call by Coach McCord. And now again, 3rd down and long situation still for Fairview. Probably a passing down.
40 seconds left in the quarter, and they better hurry. Play clock at 5. Power I formation on 3rd down and 10. Zedike gives to Grind. Grind across the 20 to about the 22 or 3. And that's it. Nichols the tackle, run of 2 for Grind, and that is how, more than likely, this first quarter is going to come to an end, perhaps. although they are getting that punt team out there fairly quickly. We're at 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
Coach McCord will just make sure that they don't punt it and go in the second quarter only down 7-zip. Listen, philosophically, right now, you're probably, if you're a Fairview fan, you're in pretty good shape. You like what you're at. You're only down by a score. You're in the football game. Haven't generated much offensive. Played really good defense. And you're in the second quarter, and you're only down 7-zip.
End of one from Fairview. Edgerton 7, Fairview nothing. This is Friday Night Football for Week 7 on B-Rock Sports.
You work hard for your money. That's why we see to it that your money works hard for you, not someone else. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, our earnings belong to our members and go right back to work for you, from better rates to lower fees. We've got the products and people to help you build a more fantastic future every step of the way. Join 14,000 other people just like you who want to do more with their money. Imagine a different possibility at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb, and the lovely and talented Mrs. Bree on hand tonight from Fairview, 7-0. And you gave some great thoughts going into the second quarter here, and I echo them. And here we go. It's a punting situation. This is something they're going to have to get something going at some point in time. But boy, it's a feisty Fairview team in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll just say the same thing I said before. Defensively, you've got to be pleased with how you played if you're a Fairview fan. Offensively, just haven't been able to get anything positive. That's concerning. But bottom line is this. It's 7-0 against a team that's heavily favored, and you're still in the football game.
Lashaway to punt. Krantz waiting at his own 45-yard line. Lashaway's boot is returnable. It hits at the 45, and now Krantz gets away from it and dies at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a punt of 38 yards, no return.
And I think that's some of the hidden yardage that Edgerton has had so much success on when Corey Everts is back there. And, Corey would be more likely to probably charge up on that, collect that, and get some positive yards. And you think, that's not a big – well, it is a big deal. That's 15, 20 yards. That's 15, 20 yards possibly, less that you have to go to score. So those are all little things that the injury last week to Everts has impacted. And quite frankly, Andy, I think he's not throwing the ball as well, at least so far, and I think that has to have something to do with the knee situation from last week.
1st and 10, Edgerton at their own 40. Out of a slot, Pasillo goes in motion to the far side. Little bubble screen to the far side to Pasillo, and Pasillo hit hard in the backfield, and he may have lost the football. He did, and a hustling Quentin Blue went and got on it. So it will be the catch and lost yardage will be -5 officially.
Yeah.
Back to, actually -6, back to the 34-yard line. So it is now 2nd down and 16.
Just a quick little bubble screen there. Really well defended by Fairview.
Trips to the near side, one receiver to the right. Everts throws into the flat. Pass is caught. Nichols spins away from Lashaway, falls forward to the 39. Gets most of that yardage back. Sets up a 3rd down and 12 from the 38 officially.
Fairview keeping everything in front of them, not giving up the big play, then rallying to the football. And guess what? They're tackling very well. Very few missed tackles by Fairview so far.
3rd and 12, Edgerton at their own 38-yard line. They move left to right. They lead at 7-0. 10:45 to go, opening half of football. Blue out, Roth in. Play clock at 15 as Edgerton comes to the line of scrimmage. Twins to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Single setback. Here comes Roth in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Everts wants to throw. It's off the hands of Nichols and incomplete. Better ball. Nichols should have caught it, heard some footsteps maybe, and it falls to the turf. It's a punting situation. Eden and Hilltop playing in the TAC tonight. That's a second quarter score we're about ready to give you, and it is all, actually, no. 5 to go in the first quarter. All Eden up 30-0 with 5 minutes to go, and you almost wonder. We've had a couple of instances where coaches have come to an agreement ahead of time where the running clock goes into effect in the first half. You wonder if that's a possibility there tonight. The punt to DeAndre Hastings. It gets away from him. He goes and scoops it up at the 16. Hastings to the 17, and that's it. Great coverage that time by Edgerton. Foz, Blake Flower, the tackle.
Yeah, it sure was. Got down the field. Good punt. Field position so far for Fairview has just been very, very tough. all of their drives have started inside the 20-yard line, so that makes it difficult, especially a Fairview team that's going to need a short field probably to score. I don't see them having the explosiveness to make the big play to break it out and go. I think they're going to have a short field where they methodically move the ball.
7-0 our score. By the way, Liberty Center adds to their lead on Bryan, 14-0 in the first half.
Tigers are pretty good.
Power I formation, Zedike under center. Man comes in motion to the near side. Quick toss to Brett Grind. Gets away from Quentin Blue and then fights his way forward for positive yardage. A gain up to about the 18, giving 1 on the carry for Brett Grind, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Tackle made for Edgerton by Sean Murphy. Liberty Center scores again, 21-0.
How good's LC? How deep can they go?
That's, in my estimation, depending on where Coldwater falls to them, I think that's at minimum a regional final team.
Okay.
Because they're a little more dynamic in the passing game this year. 2nd down and 9. Play action, bubble screen. Pass is going to be caught by Caden Kern. Kern has a big gain and more. 30, 40, 50. Pasillo the only man. 30. Kern to the 20. Kern to the 17. And they bring him down on the play. Tunnel screen is good for 65 yards on the screen pass and a huge flip of the field, and Fairview, best play of the night from scrimmage.
It sure was, and we talked about not having much explosiveness. Maybe I want to backtrack a little bit. Caden Kern looking really fast there on the jailbreak. Very well blocked and executed by Fairview.
65 on the pass play. Handoff on the interior and a run to about the 15 for Brett Grind. He'll get 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 15. 7-0 Edgerton here. Quarter number 2, 3 minutes and counting gone by on the Andres O'Neill scoreboard. It's a team that only scores about 7 points per game, exactly, or just a touch over 7 a game. 2nd down and a long 7, power I formation, double tight set. Handoff on the interior to Lashaway. Nope, it'll be a keep. It was going to be an option, and Zedike got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. In fact, he didn't. Zedike will lose a yard trying to run option, and now it'll be 3rd down and 8 to go. 4-down territory here for Fairview. When you are offensively challenged and you get in the red zone, you're going to take all of the opportunities you can get. So 3rd down from the 16. It'll be a 3rd and 8. Edgerton defense trying to stiffen up. Holgate a 22-0 lead over Stryker in 8-man football in the Northern 8 Conference. Receiver left, wing right. Couple of running backs. Passed coming from Zedike. Zedike nowhere to go. He's hammered to the turf back at the 21-yard line, knifing through Owen Roth, the 6-foot junior. That'll be -5, and now it will be 4th and 14 back from the 21. So Edgerton so far has just yielded the one big play. Negative plays after that. The offense stays out there, and a very improbable situation here for Fairview, but can they find a way to keep the sticks moving? 4th and 14 from the 21 of Edgerton. Play clock at 8, at 7. Come to the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation. 2 receivers left. Play clock at 2, at 1. Zedike coming on a roll to the near side. Heat is coming. Heat is going to get home. Murphy and Blake Flower get there, and it's a loss on the play of 6 more back to the 30, and it is going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, again, nice play there with the jailbreak screen that put Fairview in scoring position, just not able to sustain anything after that.
1st and 10. We got several scores we want to pass along here at our next dead ball opportunity. 7-0 Edgerton. Bulldogs have a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Reed Leasty, a touchdown run of 4. 14-0 now. Antwerp leading Wayne Trace. Pasillo goes in motion far side. Inside give, Nichols spins away. Nichols now going to use the power game to stretch it out for 8 yards to the 38-yard line. Warren Nichols with the carry. Eden 37-0 lead, still in the first quarter of that one.
I think you may be right, Andy. That may be a gentleman's agreement to get that 30, that continuous clock going right now.
20-0 Archibald over Evergreen. Defiance leads Bath, another winnable game for Defiance. Bath is winless. Defiance 4-2 and in great shape right now. And Edgerton going to burn another timeout. Just look after that first drive on offense. They look a little out of sorts. We'll talk about it after this 30-second timeout, 7-0 Dogs.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Field Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Field Supply Center in Blakesley not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Field Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Field Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
I'm Andy. This is the Foz. Down to his left is Steph Cabri, and we are ready and raring and rolling tonight on a Friday night. It is a 2nd and short for Edgerton here coming up. They got a good run from Nichols to start this drive. 2nd down, and we'll call it 2 from the 38, but still only a 7-0 game, my good friend.
Yeah, 2nd down and 1, 2nd down and 2, maybe the best thing that an offensive coordinator likes to say, because everything is at your disposal here. Let's see if Edgerton takes a shot deep.
It's an empty backfield. Man now comes in motion. Jet sweep give to Owen Roth. Steps away from one, and Roth out of bounds. Brevin Williams ushers him out across the first down, yardage gained to the 41-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the sweep from Roth, and it'll be a first down.
I really like defensively what Fairview is doing. Again, they're sound. They're not missing tackles, kind of like the Iowa Hawkeyes, keeping everything in front of them. Don't get beat deep, and then rally to the football and make the offense earn every single yard. And they're doing that.
2 receivers both ways, pistol formation. Everett gives. Nichols again ahead of steam across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 5 more for Warren Nichols. Tackle made by Adam Lashaway. 2nd down and 5 for the Dogs. Happy to have you with us here. If you are just joining us and you knew a little bit about this game and these two teams, Fairview winless, Edgerton 5-1, and you're tuning in thinking they've got to be close to a running clock already. Not the case. It's going to be a first down carry for Quentin Blue. He got right past the sticks. Needed 5. They'll give him 6, and it'll be a first down. Our score in this one is Edgerton 7, Fairview 0. Certainly the first drive of the game gave every indication it was going to be a blitz in Edgerton's favor. 14 plays, 62 yards, but since then, Fairview has been pretty good on the defensive end in particular. Pasillo in motion. They fake the bubble to him. Now they want the pass over the middle, and Everett's pass is low and incomplete for Krantz.
Low, not very well thrown, but catchable. And Edgerton's going to have to come up with some of these, contested, throws, if you will, and they're really not doing that so far.
From the 48 of Fairview, it's a 2nd and 10 for Edgerton. The clock stops at the 5:09 mark left in the first half. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver to the right. Everett's on a sweep to the left. He's at the 50. Steps outside to the 45. Turns it back in to about the 42-yard line. 6 yards on the run for Corey Everett's, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. He made something happen. Left side there. Didn't do a great job of sealing much contained. Fairview able to break through, but then Corey Everett utilizing his athletic ability to get 6 yards. Here's Blue. Blue between the tackles, powers his way for a couple. He's going to be short of the first down, though. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Sure was, and what a great job there by number 55, Clayton Boland, coming up and stopping Blue right about the line of scrimmage. Pretty close.
4th down and 2. Edgerton at the 40 of Fairview.
MO of Edgerton is when they get in the jam, 4th down and short, they go to Corey Everett. We'll see what happens.
It is going to be number 4 here. 3 to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Play clock, still plenty of time on it at 15. Now they'll flip Blue over to the right side halfback. They're 2 for 2 on fourth downs. Here comes Everett on the zone read. Everett tries to get the corner and does. He has the first down and has 9. The missed tackle just killed Fairview because they had Corey Everett dead to rights, but banged up knee or no banged up knee, he's still pretty good in the open field, and he moves the chains, and they're now 3 for 3 on fourth downs as he rumbles for 10. And it'll be a 1st and 10 to the 31 of Fairview. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Nichols in the backfield. 1st and 10, Edgerton at the 31-yard line. 3 down linemen for Fairview. Man comes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. They go inside. Jackson Grine riding Nichols to the turf. And Nichols is going to maybe lose a yard on the play, or maybe, let's see, is it back to the line of scrimmage or a loss? It's a loss of 1. That's what we thought. So 2nd down and 11. So 2nd down and 11 from the 32-yard line of Fairview. Hash mark near side. 2 receivers right, 3 receivers to the left. They'll empty the backfield at the 3-minute mark left in this first half. Pasillo in motion far side. Everett's on a roll that way. Pass over the middle caught by Krantz. He's at the 20 down to the 15-yard line. And he's going to be marked, actually not quite to the 20. Let me back up. Inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. That will be a 1st down pickup to the 19-yard line.
Little sprint out by Corey Everett. Now Edgerton's going tempo right now and trying to get something going and getting Fairview on their heels.
Man comes in motion near side. Another rollout. Everett throws in the flat. Caught by Krantz again. They're finding stuff out into the flat. The Krantz reception will be a gain of 8 on the play down to the 11. So it'll be 2nd down and 2.
Again, a little bit more tempo and urgency for Edgerton trying to get. And what Coach Flagel's trying to do is just trying to light a fire under his offense.
Second double-digit drive of the night for Edgerton. Can they cash in? Pistol formation. 2nd and 2 at the 11-yard line. 3 receivers left. Inside give. It's to Blue. He falls forward and gets maybe a yard. He'll be shy of the 1st down. Picked up 1 on the play. Stop is made defensively by Cole McStutes, a 5'10", 220-pound sophomore. It will be 3rd down and a long 1 from just outside the 10. There's a play clock issue here as the give goes to Nichols. 1st down and more to the 5 to the end zone for the touchdown. On 3rd and 2 at the 11, a TD run for Warren Nichols, and Edgerton a 2-score lead. That will cap off a 12-play, 70-yard drive. Nichols, the final 11 on the touchdown. And now Eldon on for the extra point. 1 for 1 extra point. 0 for 1 on field goals. Blue to hold. It's a low one. He got it down. The kick is on the way, and he slices it in. It's good. New score on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Edgerton 14, Fairview nothing. This is high school football on B-Rock Sports.
When you're inside this winter, you want to not only be warm, but also have great indoor air quality. Well, Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services features it all with Lennox and iWave. iWave safely treats the air throughout your home, plus kills mold, bacteria, and viruses. It also reduces odors from pets and cooking, reduces allergens, smoke, static electricity, and dust in the air. And best of all, no maintenance, no bulb, no other parts to replace. Check out Starks at starksphs.com or phone toll-free 1-800-329-4040.
14-0, Edgerton. A little more breathing room now with 1:55 left in the first half. That Tenora-Ayersville game, low scoring. Tenora with a field goal lead at 3-0. Mike Bumb, we saw a little tempo out of Edgerton in that drive, and I think that kind of maybe got their juices flowing a little bit, got them into a little bit more of a rhythm. They looked good on that drive.
Completed a few passes. Credit Fairview, keeping everything underneath them, making Edgerton work for it, but I do like the adjustment by Coach Flagel and Edgerton to do go tempo. Again, getting Fairview a little bit on their heels. Minute 55 left. Now Fairview's just going to want to eke out the clock here and go into halftime. Edgerton does have one timeout.
And Schinninger had it popped free as he crossed the 35, and I believe Fairview got back on it at the 37-yard line.
So the strategy for Edgerton, Andy, is going to be really what happens here on first down with Fairview. They'll utilize their timeout. I'm sure it'll be a run play. And then from a Fairview perspective is, do you try to take a shot at the end zone here and get yourself in position to score with 1:55, or are you just kind of playing for the second half?
First down and 10 for Fairview at the 38-yard line. Breaking that huddle. Now the play clock back on here to our left. It had a bit of a malfunction a few moments ago. Zedike running option near side. He's going to keep 40, 45, dragged down from behind. William Zedike. Good run. Murphy got him. It's a run of 9, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
And the most productive running play Fairview's had. Now I think if you're Fairview, you're looking with a little more tempo yourself and maybe take a shot here. And now if you're Edgerton, you're not using your timeout because now you're thinking all defense instead of getting the ball back and going on the offensive end.
9 for William Zedike on that run. It'll be 2nd down and 1. From their 47. Power I formation, Zedike under center. Busted play, Zedike going to get something out of it, and he'll get a first down. Picks up 4 on the run, runs into the arms of Owen Roth. Nice job there to keep his head by the freshman, William Zedike. So first down and 10. From the 49-yard line of Edgerton. Hash mark near side. We go under a minute to play. 2 receivers to the short side to the left. Pistol formation. Zedike to throw in the flat, and breaking on it and almost getting the pick was Corey Herman. He tapped it away from the intended target, Adam Lashaway, and that'll stop the clock. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 49 with 52 seconds remaining in this first half. Wasion a lead on Patrick Henry of 17-13. Here it's 14-0. Edgerton leading Fairview. Fairview football. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, so they empty it, and it's a quarterback draw. Zedike to the 45. Zedike to the 40. Dragged down from behind at the 37-yard line. Counted off at 12 on the Zedike run.
Great call by Coach McCord.
And they'll get quickly to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the right. 1 receiver left. Another pistol look. Zedike on a roll to the right. Zedike hit as he delivers and gets rid of it to Brevin Williams. Williams punched out of bounds at the 29-yard line. 8 more on the pass play. That stops the clock. We're at 37 seconds to play in the first half. It is 2nd down and 2 from the 29-yard line. Zedike and the offense will go to a 2-receiver look to the left, a tight end to the left. Pistol formation on 2nd down and 2. Zedike fakes the bubble. Zedike now wants to go downfield, and it's incomplete. Nothing was getting behind Quentin Blue. Lashaway, the intended receiver. That'll stop the clock at 33 seconds remaining, and it is 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2 from the 29-yard line of Edgerton. Hicksville 20-7 lead over Paulding. And also a GMC update. Ben, what'd you tell me? You tried to give me an Ayersville-Tenora update. What did you whisper? Ayersville has taken the lead at 8-3 on Tenora. Here's an option to the near side. The toss by Zedike. He got rid of it at the opportune time, but Edgerton strung the option out beautifully and gang tackled and a loss back to the 31.
It was a great job of assignment football there by Edgerton. It was a reverse old Nebraska-style option, and Edgerton all over that.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it and be right back.
Have you always dreamed of starting your own business? Are you looking for ways to fund your child's education or save for retirement? Maybe you'd like to buy that dream home. Well, the State Bank can help you meet your financial goals, whatever they may be. With State Bank, you'll get all the products and services you expect from your bank with the personal attention of a locally operated community bank. Find a location near you today. State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Fourth down coming up here for Fairview. 4th and close to 4 from the 31-yard line. 27 seconds remain in the first half. 14-0 Edgerton with the lead on our Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Tight end to the right. Actually a double tight set. Slot left. Rolling near side. Pass is caught on a screen to the near side. Caden Kern, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. That will be the necessary yardage and a first down pickup.
Well executed there by Fairview. Brought Caden Kern underneath and took 2 wide receivers deep. Edgerton bailed out, trying to make sure everything's underneath them, and just enough to get the first down.
First down and 10. 2 receivers to the right. Zedike rolling right. Zedike gets away from the first wave, but cannot get away from Blake Flower, who has been really good up front tonight for Edgerton. A loss of 6 on the play, and a timeout Fairview to stop the clock at 18 seconds remaining. Here in the first half, still 14-0 Edgerton. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fairview Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. It's fair season, and we'll have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and save 10% on all upright memorials. The Fairview Monument Company features the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area. You can go online to fairviewmonument.com to see what we have to offer. And we're bringing you the opportunity to save 10% at the Hillsdale County Fair. The Fairview Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Edgerton 5-1, Fairview 0-6. Edgerton 2-1 in the conference. Fairview 0-3. Oh, by the way, Ayersville has struck again. They lead 16-3 now on Tenora. We knew that was going to be just a different dynamic tonight with the situation at Tenora. Kenny Krause put on paid administrative leave, so you have an interim head coach. You've got a potential turmoil situation going on over there. And, oh, by the way, a 5-1 Ayersville team coming into town, and they are playing well. 2nd down and 16 here. Zedike in the pistol. Grind the running back. Mini roll. Now he wants the receiver down the left side. Blue is deep again, and Quentin Blue done a great job twice on this drive, not getting anybody behind him. And Lashaway was the intended target, is still down with 12 seconds remaining in this first half.
Fairview trying to test the defense long there in a 50-50 ball, but great defense by Quentin Blue, who used the sideline as an extra defender and squeezed Lashaway and made a nice play at the ball at his highest point.
Where's this Edgerton team gotten better on the defensive end, do you think, from maybe the first time that we saw them?
I don't know if necessarily it's fair to say that I've seen significant improvement. I think their secondary has always been very good. I like their linebacking core. I think up front, they've got some challenges. Not probably going to get exposed tonight against Fairview, but I think where their strength would be is in the back half of the secondary. Now, that doesn't do them so much good against a Fairview team who's not going to throw the ball a whole lot and challenge them. So I don't know if I've seen, to be honest with you, a tremendous amount of progress from the defense.
That's fair.
From the beginning of the season. We've covered them quite a bit this year, so.
The challenges for them, not that they haven't had any challenges, obviously have a loss to Ayersville, and the Trace game came down to the final play, a 2-point try. But the two big guns in the conference are still to be played here later in the year in Antwerp and Tenora. Tenora and Antwerp back-to-back. Here's Zedike to throw again. Seam route, got a man open, and it's just underthrown. Getting behind Corey Everett was DeAndre Hastings, but Zedike just didn't have enough on that ball, and that will be a 4th down attempt now coming up, and the clock stops at 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and that was a good opportunity there for Fairview to get back in this game, and as you said, Hastings was open and just couldn't step into the throw, had a defender in his face. Very difficult to do, and nonetheless, the ball falls incomplete.
So, line of scrimmage is the 32. Barring penalty, 7.5 seconds. More than likely, this is your last snap of the first half. 2 receivers and a wing to the left, 1 wing to the right. Pistol formation on 4th and 16. Zedike, they're going to toss it to Grine, and Grine will be taken out of bounds by Roth. And that will be a turnover on downs for Fairview. 11 plays, and they get stopped down near the 30-yard line. And now presumably Edgerton with just 3 seconds remaining, maybe probably a need to end this first half. Quentin Blue all the way back at the 23 in case something crazy would happen on a snap that ricochets and bounces around, and avoiding a scoop and score. So it'll be Everett's, the snap, and the kneel down, and that's going to do it for one half of football. Edgerton, a good drive to start the night, and then their final drive of the first half, sandwiched around some missed opportunities, but also Fairview rising up and playing well in the first half as well. Your score at the intermission as we go to the Main Stop's halftime report. Edgerton 14, Fairview nothing. This is high school football on week 7 on B-Rock Sports.
Hi, Dan Stuckey here, broker owner of Real Estate Advantage Team. We believe that giving back to our community is not only a pleasure, but the right thing to do. To show our dedication to the community, we will donate 10% of the company's net income from your sale to a church or nonprofit charity of your choice, honoring you as the reason for the donation. So let's get you moving. Call 419-636-5100 for more details.
U-Store Storage in Bryan has 44 new 10x20 storage units available on Edgerton Street in Bryan. With 24-hour access and well-lit facilities, U-Store Storage has a unit just for you. Residential and commercial warehouse space is also available. Looking for a storage unit in the Stryker area? Stryker Mini Storage on Industrial Drive has units as well. For all your storage needs, give U-Store Storage or Stryker Mini Storage a call at 419-636-2545.
When it comes to protecting what you love, you want an insurance agent that cares more about your world, more about what you need. And that's exactly what you'll get with me, Molly Culler, your local Allstate agent. An agent who doesn't just know what it's like to live in Bryan, but one who wants to protect life here as much as you do. Give me a call for your free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions. Innovative Ag Management on Wonderly Road in Hicksville would like to wish the Fairview Apaches good luck in tonight's game. Innovative Ag Management offers seed, chemicals, fertilizer, chicken manure, and so much more for all of the farmers in the area. Stop by and see Mike Cook, Joe Lucas, or Tom Pendleton, or phone 419-658-8423 when you're in need of chemicals, seed, or fertilizer for your fields. Good luck, Fairview Apaches, from Innovative Ag Management.
Thank you. Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here. Our Main Stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show where Edgerton's on top 14-0. We mentioned a great drive to start the game of 14 plays, 62 yards. Corey Everett's the 1-yard TD run to make it 7-0. And then their final possession of the first half, other than the kneel down there at the end, but a 70-yard drive in a dozen plays. Warren Nichols went the final 11 for the touchdown. They also had a missed field goal. They had an interception thrown, and they had another drive where they started, and that missed field goal drive, which was a shot at points and even more points because they started it at the Fairview 14 after an Apaches fumble. Our score at the intermission, 14-0 Bulldogs. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, first half statistics of this Edgerton Fairview game on B-Rock Sports.
Are you looking for a mechanic that really knows how to repair both foreign and domestic vehicles? Let me recommend Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions. Dave has spent the last 25 years diagnosing and repairing all makes and models of vehicles in Northwest Ohio. And he's now teamed up with Jason Dietz on State Route 6 just east of Edgerton. So if you're looking for a mechanic that can fix the problem that your last mechanic couldn't, think of Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions.
Check out the newest, most exciting venue in the area. The Eager Beaver Axe Hole is Defiance's first axe throwing venue with axe throwing lanes, VIP room, full service bar, pool leagues, and more. Schedule your lane today. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, or call 419-980-7121. That's 419-980-7121. The Eager Beaver Axe Hole, Defiance's first axe throwing venue.
Even though we don't know what life has in store for our homes or car, we can still prepare. Introducing the damage doesn't have to be too damaging policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Contact Danielle Van Atta, agent at 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan, or call 419-636-0408 today. American Family Insurance Company, SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
14-0 Edgerton. We bring Mike Bumb back in for a statistical wrap-up of half number one.
Okay, first of all, for the Edgerton Bulldogs, Corey Everett was 7 for 12, throwing the football for 57 yards. Leading receivers for the Edgerton Bulldogs, Quentin Blue had 2 catches for 15 yards. Caden Pasillo, 1 catch for 10 yards. Riley Collar, 1 catch for 10 yards. Scotty Carons had 2 catches for 17 yards. In addition, Warren Nichols did have 1 catch for 15 yards. Rushing the football for the Edgerton Bulldogs, Warren Nichols leads the way with 7 carries for 20 yards, along with Corey Everest, who carried the ball 6 times. Not as much as he's done in previous games, but he did have 25 yards on 6 carries. Owen Roth also carried the ball 3 times for 13 yards, and Quentin Blue carried the ball 5 times for 14 yards for a total of 72 yards. Total offense for the Edgerton Bulldogs is 129 yards. I do have 14 points on the scoreboard for the Fairview Apaches. William Zedike, he's been 3 for 7 through the air for 88 yards. The bulk of that on one tunnel screen, if you will, for a 71-yard completion. Receiving for the Fairview Apaches, DeAndre Hastings has got 1 catch for 9 yards. Caden Kern on that big 65-yard gain also has another catch for 6 yards for 71 total yards for Caden Kern. Brevin Williams also has 1 catch for 8 yards. The Fairview Apaches have 88 yards through the air. Rushing the football, not such a good situation. Only 4 yards rushing the ball. A lot of sacks and tackles for losses for the Fairview Apaches for a total of 92 yards of total offense. We do have 2 turnovers on the night. Edgerton also has 1, and Fairview also has 1 as well.
So all of that makes it a 14-0 Edgerton lead. Halftime show presented by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Coverage tonight also brought to you by Yarger Flagle Investment Services of Edgerton, featuring, among other things, IRAs, 401ks, IRA pension rollovers, mutual funds, variable annuities, and more. Remember, Yarger Flagle Investment Services of Edgerton, 419-298-2000. We'll step aside and take a break. We'll find out what's happening around Northwest Ohio in games. We do have an update to pass along that Ben may not have, but perhaps he does. That we'll go ahead and let you know. 16-6, Ayersville with the lead over Tenora, and that game has gone to the intermission there. Here it's 14-0, our score. Edgerton on top of Fairview at halftime. More scores to update you on when we come back.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete complete benefit package, along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Now is the time to get to Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan and pick up your gallon of paint to finish up those outdoor projects before winter sets in. Get all the paint you need at tremendous prices. Clark & Kensington paint should be your paint of choice. With excellent coverage, washability, and a lifetime warranty, Clark & Kensington paint with the primer built right in is the only paint you'll ever need. Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan is ready to help. Ace, the helpful place.
RJR Consulting Services, Scott Road in Bryan, is proud to be a part of Fairview Apache's sports coverage. RJR Consulting Services provide retail and restaurant design services, comprehensive construction documentation, and project management. And they're very pleased to be a part of this Fairview broadcast. RJR Consulting Services, Scott Road in Bryan, saying good luck to the Fairview Apaches in tonight's game.
Good evening, Northwest Ohio. Welcome into the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show, your scoreboard show at halftime. Again, brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. I'm your host, Ben Murray. From Apache Country with Andy and Mike, it is Edgerton up on Fairview 14-0, your halftime score there. Halftime, it is Ayersville defeating Tenora 16-6. Last check, it was 20-7, Hicksville over Paulding. In our sister station broadcast on the Q96.5 with Chris Malenga and Nathan Keel, Liberty Center absolutely hammering Bryan 42-7. That is at half. Archibald up 27-zip over Evergreen, your halftime score there. Last check, it was Wasion over Patrick Henry 17-13. At halftime, it was Defiance 21, Lima Bath nothing. Napoleon up on Springfield 13-0 at half. Eden mauling Hilltop 51-0. That is a second quarter score. That has been a check of your Week 7 halftime scoreboard update. Brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them, the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Back to Fairview Apache Country with Andy and Mike after these messages. Stay with us.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op. Forge into the future with Edgerton Forge Incorporated on US 6 just outside of Edgerton. Open interviews Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. with immediate openings for maintenance and first and third shift general laborer with pay up to $21.93 an hour. Apply online at edgertonforge.com/careers or stop in to see them for an application and tour the facility at 257 East Morrison Street in Edgerton. Come see what they're all about and join them as they forge ahead. Edgerton Forge Incorporated in Edgerton.
They were once in a car seat. Now they're in the driver's seat. Having a teen driver is scary enough without the added cost to insure them. Let us help you ease your fears and save money with the Teen Smart Driver Safety Program from the Central Insurance Companies. Teen Smart's the most proven driver crash reduction program ever developed. When your teen driver enrolls in and completes the course, you could save hundreds of dollars on your Central auto policy. Call Andrews O'Neill & Lowe today to learn more about this smart way to save money. With offices in Archbold, Bryan, and Wasion, or you can find us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Nay Oil Company supplies heating oil, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and propane for your home, farm, or business throughout Northwest Ohio with dependable service and competitive pricing. Call 1-800-962-9839 or stop by Nay Oil in Nay, serving you with dependable service since 1927. It's the Nay Oil Company. Nay Oil Company would like to wish all the athletes good luck in today's game.
Halftime show brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Well, coming into week number 7, this is where we stood in terms of high school football computer points. We want to start in Division 3, Region 10. Defiance came in 7th. So Defiance would have a home game right now. Remember, top 8, for those that are unfamiliar or have forgotten, top 8 get home games, top 16 get in. Defiance is 7th. They came into tonight 4-2, and they're rolling tonight over Bath. Not going to be a lot of points because Bath is winless, but they'll be a 5-2 team. It's been a lot of years since it's been a lot of years since they've been at least 500 or better. Tonight would get them a guaranteed 500 finish or so. So they're in a really good spot in D3 Region 10. In Division 4, Region 14 coming into tonight. Van Wert was 4th, St. Mary's 8th, so there's more from the WBL. Wapakadeta also in the discussion of getting in, so there's another WBL school. Wauseon 11th. Bryan was 14th. Now they're going to tumble back tonight because they're not going to beat Liberty Center. Napoleon was 15th. So interesting Division 4 region there. After tonight for Bryan, we're going to just talk about the Bryan angle quickly here, Foz. You have Evergreen in there, you have Swanton in there, and you have Wauseon. Those are your 3 games left. Probably, well, even at 16 in Division 4, I think to feel safe, certainly 2 out of 3, if not run the table.
Yeah, I think so. And you're not going to get a whole lot of help from Evergreen and Swanton, who've struggled this year. Evergreen did have.
They at least have a handful of wins.
Non-conference wins that they had, yeah. So Swanton, not so much. But yeah, Wauseon's a winnable game for them, and then that'll be the big one. And then that could have everything riding on it there in terms of a winning season, in terms of making the playoffs. So that'll be interesting to see how Bryan closes out the season against Wauseon. They're going to beat Swanton and they're going to beat Evergreen, but Wauseon will be the question mark game.
So Division 5, Region 18. Now you talk about a loaded division and region. Liberty Center is 1st, Archbold 5th, Delta is 9th, Tenora is 12th coming into tonight. We want to talk about the other heavy hitters in that region. Elmwood, unbeaten. Coldwater, unbeaten. Eastwood, unbeaten. Elmwood and Eastwood playing tonight. By the way, Perrysburg and Anthony Wayne, that's a big game tonight. Up in the bigger schools, it's 10-7 Perrysburg with a ton of computer points. And a local Northwest Ohio connection to that. The Anthony Wayne kicker is Seth Von Lemden, whose mom is Michelle Gilbert from Eden originally. He's the kicker, a borrow from the soccer team, which you get at all those bigger schools, Anthony Wayne, Perrysburg, or whatnot. So the worst record among the top 16 to go to the postseason, Genoa's 3-3. And you know some of the teams Genoa's, but that D5 Region 18 is just fantastic.
They are. They're playing Lake tonight, who's got some quality wins, so that'll be an interesting game. I do not know what the situation is there right now, but that would be a game that could give them some points to get them more comfortably in the mix as well. So,
now you mentioned Evergreen, right?
I did.
2-4.
Yeah.
They're in right now. In Division 6, Region 22, they're the number 16 team right now. They would be playing at Cary. So Evergreen they're losing tonight badly, so they're going to fall back and won't be in it. But can you imagine the number of points if you beat Bryan, if you're Evergreen in D6, and those D4 points of Bryan's, who's defeated PH and all of that. So
one of the things, and you and I...
PH, by the way, is 11th.
We were kind of both against the expanded playoff format. I think most coaches originally were. We have our weekly radio show on Wednesday nights, so we interview these coaches, and not all, but a goodly number of coaches have come back and say, maybe it's not so bad after all. Haven't we heard that, Andy? Yeah. So, we all don't like change, and maybe we're just kind of coming around to the 16 team. One of the advantages of it is it keeps your team engaged and locked in at the second half of the season. You mentioned an Evergreen team who's 2-4. In most years, before the expanded playoffs, there's really not much to play for. Play for pride, maybe a rivalry game, whatever. And that's sometimes in a difficult sport hard to keep your kids focused. Now with the expanded playoffs, a benefit. Not saying I'm on board with it, but a benefit of it is your kids are locked in. You can sell this. Yeah. Guys, we win that one game that maybe we're not supposed to at the end. We're in. What an exciting time that would be. And it's exciting to make the playoffs, to make the postseason, even now that it's expanded and it's not as difficult. So another advantage to it. And who knows, maybe even you and I will come around to it in a year or two.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall
yet,
see.
No. Not yet.
Not yet. Division 7, Region 26. Now, the analytics, if you're an analytics guy, there's lots of different analytical sites that you can go to. Analytics say that pound for pound, D7 Region 26 is the second best division and region in the state. And I'm going to read through right now. Believe it, just take it for what it's worth. Waynesfield Goshen is first, Macomb second, Ayersville third, Antwerp fourth. Then you go Gibsonburg and Arlington. Edgerton is seventh, Pandora Gilboa eighth, LCC at 500 is ninth. North Central in their first year is 10th, and it's Mohawk, Hardin Northern, Eden is 13th, Crestview 14th, Calvert is 15th, and Delphus Jefferson is 16th. Those last teams are all 500 teams, 13 through 16, but against pretty decent schedules. Now, this is that region that we would be following pretty heavily because a lot of familiar teams in there. If the playoffs began right now, if we were playing a playoff game this weekend, North Central would be at Edgerton, and Eden would be at Antwerp. Talk about local interest and gate interest and an athletic director's dream for those home games, right?
For sure. Yeah, that would make for some interesting matchups that you don't get to see in this, Williams County type of area here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, analytics, again, no one's saying, if you're out there listening, that, Division 7, Region 20, was it 26?
Six.
Is better than what we just said with Archbold and Liberty Center in Division 5. No one's making that, but they're saying pound for pound, size of your schools, their competition, relatively speaking. And I still find that a little bit harder to believe because I think that Division 5 is loaded pound for pound for the size of schools. But analytics, there's a reason. Hey, most of the Major League Baseball teams with analytics take a little bit of analytics and a little bit of gut feeling. They don't go all in on one or the other. There's a reason for that.
I would agree with that. Halftime in the GMC, Antwerp 21, Wayne Trace nothing. And at the half up in Pioneer, it's North Central 20 and Erie Mason 14 at the break there in that one. So those are a couple of other scores to pass along. Here it's at the half, and it is Edgerton 14 and Fairview nothing. You've been listening to the main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime report. Always open when you need them. The main stops of Northwest Ohio. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday at all of the main stop locations. The main stops of Northwest Ohio. 14-0 Edgerton, just a couple of minutes away from second half football from Fairview on B-Rock Sports.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all three shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
The Fairview Athletic Boosters are proud to sponsor the broadcast of this contest tonight. Our Boosters organization was formed in 1968 by a group of individuals for the purpose of aiding and promoting the athletic programs of the Fairview schools. Over the past 52 years, the Fairview Athletic Boosters have been a major fundraising team to help complete projects and buy equipment to benefit the Fairview athletic teams. Our desire is to always promote good sportsmanship and fair play on the court, on the mats, on the links, on the track, on the course, or on the field. For information on becoming a Fairview Athletic Booster member, visit us on Facebook or visit our school website. Enjoy the game and go Apaches!
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call your State Farm agent, Jody Herman, in downtown Archbold today.
Back out here at Fairview High School on another spectacular Friday night. We are in week number 7. Next week, Fozzie Bear and I will be up the road in Pillier. It will be Ottawa Hills at Montpelier. Big game for Ottawa Hills. That Week 10 showdown is looming with Eden at Ottawa Hills for the TAC championship.
Yeah, and Ottawa Hills was the preseason favorite to win the TAC, have had some injuries against some really key players that have maybe narrowed the gap between Eden and Ottawa Hills, and I think that could be a really compelling Week 10 game.
You love that setup, too, at Ottawa Hills, don't you, where their stadium is?
Oh, I love the setup. I love it's in the neighborhood. And, by the way, it is the best concession around. The hot cocoa that they give you, Angie?
At Ottawa Hills?
At Ottawa Hills. It's made with love. I'm telling you, it's made with love.
So is there any other delicacies that you can tell us about if it's the best concession
Ottawa Hills,
stand?
the popcorn is made like in a it's just everything's high class.
I want to know.
Imagine.
I got to ask you.
It's the best. It's the best concession
12,
stand
13 years at Hilltop, you have hit on that. You love the fish sandwiches at Antwerp.
I've been everywhere. And with the radio here, we've been to a lot of games.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, Ottawa Hills has got the best concession stand around.
Wow. Well,
it's like going out to eat at a restaurant.
I do know one thing. We've touched on this at Ottawa Hills or with Ottawa Hills. Yeah. There is an impressive a Division IV school that you have in the number of sports that they offer. That's D1 material in the options that kids have there. It
is, and you know what? They're fielding teams and all those. They've got lacrosse, they've got soccer, they've got, I don't know if they have lacrosse. They have soccer,
hockey.
They have field. They've got a ton of sports, and they field them all for a small school and a very high-achieving academic school.
Absolutely. Squib kick by Edgerton, so Fairview will get great starting field position to begin the second half. That will start the drive at their own 42-yard line. Just when you think you have heard everything on a halftime breakdown, the Foz delivers more. Now you know why I missed you last week.
We've got some experiences, don't we, my friend?
We sure do. So Fairview down only 2 scores at 14-0. They start at their own 42 and a power eye look. Zedike under center. Zedike will give on the interior. That's a run for Dylan Gabers, who's a 5'9 senior, getting his first carry of the night. He lumbers for 4 to the 46-yard line.
Little reverse out belly play there to the fullback. It looks like the old Nebraska offense in yesteryear when they would run the option and the fullback lead and the power eye and sweeps. And
if we have young listeners, yes, Nebraska was really good back in the day. Yeah. Split backfield. Slot to the left, counter handoff. Gabers gets the carry, nothing doing. Line of scrimmage, maybe. And then busting through to make the play defensively is Warren Nichols. So it'll be 3rd down and long. It's a loss of 1 for Gabers on the run. So it'll be 3rd and 7 from their own 45. This is where Fairview, among other deficiencies offensively all year, is trying to convert and keep drives alive. Low percentage of keeping drives alive on 3rd down.
Empty backfield. Look for a quarterback draw here from Zedike.
3 receivers right, 2 to the left. It's going to be a throw and an almost interception. The pass too tall. Walkup was the closest man there. I believe the target was Brett Grine. Walkup climbed the ladder and almost got the pick, and it ends up being a 3 and out. So Fairview unable to capitalize on the great field position.
Yeah, I was calling for the quarterback draw because first half they had a success on that play when they would spread Edgerton out with 5 wides, and then Zedike would run the quarterback draw. Not the case there, incomplete pass.
Good to see Adam Lashaway. Remember, he was dinged up a little bit late in that first half. He's back out there to punt the football. Scotty Krantz, the deep man for Edgerton. This is a return that is on. That'll bounce and take a Fairview roll down near the 20, and in fact inside the 20-yard line. Good kick, taking advantage of that roll. 37 yards on the punt. And Edgerton football inside their 20 at their own 18. Had a great drive to start this game and grab the early lead. What happens here to start the second half, and a 14-0 lead for the Bulldogs.
I'm sure the halftime, again, you like to make adjustments at halftime, but I think maybe the halftime speech with the Bulldogs was a little bit more emotional here because I didn't think they came out with a lot of fire in that first half.
Here is a give on the interior and a run for Nichols, and he's going to try to bounce it to the outside and does so effectively to get to about the 23. 5 on the carry for Warren Nichols. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Edgerton moving right to left here in this third quarter, leading it 14-0 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. We're just underway. First possession of the second half for Edgerton. Twins right and left, one running back for Everett. Everett turns, gives, Nichols again. Stumbles forward to about the 24, so give him a yard or so more. That's about it. Jackson Grind the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 24-yard line. 2 receivers come left, 2 receivers go right. Pistol formation. Nichols lining up behind Everett on 3rd down and 4. And a false start penalty now against Edgerton. So now it becomes 3rd and 9 in a passing game that has been ineffective tonight.
Yeah, and it really has. And when you're a 3rd down and 9 situation here, the play action component of the pass is probably out of it because Fairview is not going to be biting on any run play here. They're going to keep everything in front of them in hopes they can stop them for within the 9 yards and force a punt. So
2 receivers both ways on 3rd and 9. Quick pop to the near side. Pass is caught by Collar at the 20, 25, 30. Sideline still going, 35, 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Brevin Williams knocking him out right at the 45. 26 on the pass play on 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, really, Fairview's in really good position right there to make the play, and Jesse Kuhlman just could not make the tackle against Collar.
1st and 10 now, Edgerton out at their own 45, hash mark to the near side. Bulldogs up 14-0, 9 and change left in the third quarter. Roth goes in motion. They give it to him on a jet sweep, tries to get the edge. 45. He's at the 40. Still running downhill inside the 45 of Fairview, down near the 40. And it will be a run of 14 for Owen Roth to the 41-yard line. Roth is generally the one that you see. I can't think of anybody up. Maybe a Pasillo end around or jet sweep, but it's almost always Roth.
It is, and they split those two out in the slot area, and they keep Nichols in the backfield most of the time, so they're the ones that would get the touches on that.
2 receivers both ways on a 1st down and 10 give to Nichols. Powers straight ahead, 35, running downhill 30, at the 25. Williams has him, moving a lot of bodies all the way down to the 16-yard line. 26 for Warren Nichols. And it'll be 1st down and 10 Edgerton at the 16-yard line of Fairview. 14-0 Edgerton. Slot left, it appears here coming up with a receiver to the right. Nichols behind Corey Everett. Wing to the right is Quentin Blue. Juggled snap, and now Everett's lost it, and he'll be covered up back at the 24-yard line. Corey Everett just took his eyes off the football, and Jackson Grind, that's a loss of 8 on the play.
It's going to be simply a quarterback sweep there, and I think Everett's had his head up, looking up the field, and just didn't collect the ball.
So now 2nd and we'll call it 17 for the 1st down from the 23 of Fairview. 14-0 Edgerton. Counting down toward the 8-minute mark left in this third quarter. 2 receivers both ways. Nichols, the left halfback. Here comes Pasillo in motion. It'll be Nichols on the give. More holes, 20, 15, 10. Submarines inside the 10 to about the 8. They're finding success off the right side of that offensive line.
And they have, and they're doing it in between the tackles, something they didn't have a lot of success with in the first half.
16 on that run, so it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the 1st down. From the 8-yard line, it's Quentin Blue's turn running right side. He's able to fall forward. He's going to be close.
A little short now, 4th and 1. We've seen this already on at least 3 different occasions down here on this very side of the field. And every single time, Edgerton's done what? Got the ball to Everett, and he's converted for him. So we'll see what happens.
4th down and 1 from the 7. They'll go for it. They are 4 for 4 on 4th downs, and it's the same play call that the Foz talked about, and it's Corey Everett banging his way down near the 1. It'll be 1st and goal. Everett gets 6, and a 1st and goal coming up from the 1-yard line. Again, success on the right side. It's right now running behind Elijah Martin, more so on that right side. Blue tried to dive over, lost the football, but was he down? I didn't see a beanbag, so they must say Quentin Blue's down at the 1.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird play. They were still scrambling for the football, but I didn't hear a whistle.
So Quentin Blue, no gain. 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. It's Martin and Huffman is where they're running off that right side. Sweep now coming left and a turn back on the inside. Is he going to get in? Signal is yes for the touchdown, Owen Roth. 1-yard TD run, Owen Roth, and that'll make it 20-0 Edgerton. 3rd rushing touchdown for Edgerton tonight. Everett's a yard, Roth a yard, sandwiched around Nichols, 11 yards. And now Eldon on for the PAT. 20-0 Edgerton in front. End of 3, Napoleon 13, Springfield nothing. Archibald a 34 zip lead over Evergreen in the 3rd. Patrick Henry on top of Patrick Henry, Wasion on top of Patrick Henry, early 3rd, 24-13. Extra point in the air, extra point is good. Edgerton 21, Fairview nothing, 6:29 to go, 3rd quarter on B-Rock Sports.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Thiel Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Thiel Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Week 7 of high school football tonight being brought to you in part by Yarger Flegel Investment Services and Insurance of downtown Edgerton, Ohio. Phone 419-298-2000 for all of those insurance and investment service needs. 21-0 after forcing Fairview into a 3-and-out. Edgerton goes 12 plays and 78 yards on that drive. All 3 of their touchdown drives tonight, Mike, have been double-digit drives, 12, 12, and 14 on the drives.
Right, and the conversion of the touchdown, 1 yard out, 2 yards out, and 10 yards out. Methodical drives. Edgerton not doing much through the air, but is controlling the offensive line of scrimmage and getting tough running yards. First half around the perimeter. This half been between the tackles.
Squib kick, and Brett Grine runs into a wall. Pasillo leveled him at the point of attack. As soon as he caught it and started to move forward, he was pinballed backwards and brought down at the 35. So Fairview will start there. Thus far, they have been shut out tonight. Did have 2 scoring opportunities in Edgerton territory in that first half. A team that has been offensively challenged this year, scoring just 7 a game, while Edgerton is scoring 36.5 a game and, quote-unquote, have been held to 21. Power I formation, double tight set. 10 in the box for Edgerton. Give to the right side. Grine with a little stop-and-go move, gets 7.
Yeah, it's a great run there by Ryan. Nice forward surge by the offensive line.
Give him 6. Mark him at 6 at the 41-yard line.
Good low pad movement there by Grine.
Flower, Roth among those there on the stop. Joel Walkup. So 2nd down and 4, Fairview at their own 41. Here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 21-0 Edgerton on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Wing right, make it a tight end to the right now. Out of the power I, man goes in motion to the far side, and flags fly as Grine was about ready to get another give. We will have a false start penalty on Fairview. Next week, we'll be in Montpelier. It's Ottawa Hills at Montpelier for week number 8 of high school football. Antwerp in control of Wayne Trace tonight. It appears as if they were going to go to 4-0. Ayersville was up on Tenora, but still that game, well, they're both in doubt, but that one a little closer at 16-6. And Antwerp and Ayersville still play each other if they both hold serve tonight. Out of the pistol, Zedike now going to run. Zedike at the 35, he's at the 40, tumbles forward back to pretty much where they lost yardage and +1 as he gets 7 on the carry to the 42-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 coming up from their own 42. Elijah Martin, 6'4", 225-pound junior, rising up to make that tackle. Clock down inside the 5-minute mark left in the 3rd. 21-0 Edgerton. Fairview possession on a 3rd and 3 at their 42. They go power I, double tight, hand off to to Grine, and Brett Grine, forward progress, lunging to the 44, so he'll get 2, does Brett Grine. Sean Murphy decked him and pushed him backwards along with Ray Pells, but it'll be a 4th and 1 for this offense, and got to believe they go for it, and they do. So 4th and 1 Fairview from their own 44-yard line. What do you like here to try to get a yard if you're Fairview from what you've seen tonight? What's your best chance?
What we like is the power I and downhill to grind, just straight through the A gaps is what they've had the most success running the ball at.
So they are in the power I. They have Zedike under center. They have Grind at the I setback spot. Edgerton showing run blitz. Play clock at 5, and now a timeout Fairview. 4th and 1 Apaches. 4:05 left in the 3rd. 21-zip Bulldogs. We're back in 30.
Since 1875, 4 generations of the Krill family have served this area. Krill Funeral Service realizes that the end can be a difficult and emotional time. They will guide you through each and every step of the funeral process, carefully and with integrity. Krill Funeral Service expresses appreciation for your trust in them, and they'll continue to be there for you in times of need. Krill Funeral Service of Edgerton, Eden, and on West Mulberry Street in Bryan, where they offer an on-site crematory.
I'm out of that football scene so much that I don't know. Liberty Center 49, Bryan 7 on a game, or in a game being heard on our sister station Q96.5. Here 21-0 Bulldogs. Fairview with a 4th and 1. That wasn't a timeout by any stretch of the imagination to rethink your decision. It was more or less maybe rethink what you want to call here on going for it on 4th and 1.
And they tried a hard count to get Edgerton to jump. Edgerton was disciplined and did not. I still think the best bet for Fairview with what they've got going for them right now is in the power I, just straight downhill to Grinds in the A-gap area, double team on the nose guard.
So Grind is dotting the power I, double tight set. Hand off to Grind in your A-gap, and he muscles forward. That forward progress is good for the 1st down. Needed a yard, got a yard. Flower and Pasillo got him and brought him down, but he got the yardage for the 1st down.
Yep, didn't need much to go.
So New York on the board with Baltimore, since Ben did not tell me how they scored that run, and must not be an Aaron Judge home run. Aaron Judge at 61. He is tied with Roger Maris now for the American League record. Needing one more in what I think the team has 6 games remaining, either 5 or 6, depending on a bye. Rolling near side or far side, the pass is thrown. It is caught by Brett Grine, and then he runs for a few extra yards. So Zedike's pass to Grine, good for 13, and then he'll move the sticks.
Grine's had a nice game for Fairview, running the ball, catching the ball.
By the way, I'm in the camp that if Aaron Judge does get number 62, call him the home run king altogether. Okay. Bonds cheated. Okay. McGuire cheated. Sosa cheated.
Can I have a rebuttal to that? Can I have a rebuttal?
I get it's a different era, and it's the steroids era. If nothing else, you got to asterisk a little bit. Yes, you can in just a moment. How about that fake carried out by Zedike, gives to Gabers, who gets maybe a yard on the play, and then stonewalled there by Elijah Martin and Quentin Blue.
I think there was some confusion there.
What's your rebuttal?
My rebuttal is this. Tom Brady's 45 years of age. Judge is late 30s, right? How old is he? 30?
Mid. Okay. Early to mid, yeah.
We're seeing guys in their late 30s. We're seeing mid-30s at the top of their game. That never used to happen. It used to be called past the dark side of 30. I just wonder, is everybody being honest, Angie?
We have better testing in place now.
Have they found something? I'm not so sure.
2nd down and 8. Here's an option on a little speed option to the near side and a toss to Grine. He gets inside the 40 to the 39. That'll be 3 for Brett Grine.
I know everybody's eating their Wheaties and their vegetables and all that, but boy, oh boy, you start seeing guys into their 30s, late 30s and 40s that are still at the top of their game. Sometimes it makes me question things. Call me crazy.
Color the Foz.
Am I out of line on thinking that?
Color the Foz a
No one
skeptic.
talks about that anymore. I mean,
Here we got a 3rd down and 6 from the 39-yard line. Quick toss to the near side to Grind. He's at the 40, can't get the edge. Played nicely that time by Sean Murphy. Brett Grind got about a yard on the carry. So it'll be 4th and 5, and certainly Fairview goes for it here.
Listen, let's give credit where credit's due. Fairview showed up tonight. They've got some limitations. There's no doubt about that. Even the most ardent Fairview fan would say that. But they're competing. They're playing some good defense. They're getting some first downs. It's not flashy, but the kids are playing hard right now. If you're a Fairview coach, you're a Fairview fan, that's got to make you feel pretty good about you. Probably not going to win this game, but darn it, your kids aren't quitting on you, and there's something to be positive about.
From the 38, they'll go for it. 4th down and 5, they'll empty the backfield. Play clock at 3, at 2. Zedike wants to throw on the run. Zedike sets, fires, incomplete. Threw a little bit behind Brett Grind. Good coverage by Blue, and they are stopped on downs. Edgerton takes over at the 1:42 mark of the 3rd quarter.
Talk about a tough kid here. Russell's his dad. William Zedike is just a freshman back there, and he's taken a lot of shots. Comes from a very athletic family of brothers and sisters. Dad was a good athlete, tough, good family, and he's taking a lot of shots back there for being.
All I know is, Russ, if you're listening, the guy to my left said, "Bring it on" in the Lady Bears Holiday Tournament. The Foz is gunning for Fairview.
Oh, boy.
No, he
Don't
didn't.
get me into that.
Right side run, a pop to the outside. Here's Nichols, who runs into Fairview territory, rumbling all the way down to the 42. He gets 20 on that run. This has been Warren Nichols' best night that we've seen him run consistently beginning to where we're at now.
I bet, and the coach has probably gotten his ears say, hey, we're not going to give the ball to Everts as much this game. You're going to be the workhorse. Now step up. And Warren Nichols has done just that.
And Nichols to the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. Edgerton at the Fairview 43. 2 receivers both way. Pistol formation. Everett turns, gives. Nichols again. Little stutter step in the hole. Nichols going to be dragged down from behind. Cash King, but he gave good second effort to get 5 total to the 38-yard line. And now an injured Fairview player to stop the clock at 1:01 remaining in this 3rd quarter. And he maybe cramp the way they're stretching him right now. We'll check on him, and we'll be back for the end of the 3rd quarter after this. Timeout, Edgerton up 21-0.
Hi, Dan Stuckey here, broker owner of Real Estate Advantage Team. Are you getting ready to buy or sell a home? I would love to be your realtor. From our first phone call to the closing table, I am with you every step of the way. I will serve you with honesty and integrity. My goal is to provide you with a stress-free home buying or selling process that exceeds your expectations. So let's get you moving. Call 419-636-5100.
I'm not saying that. Welcome back out here to Fairview. 21-0 Edgerton with the lead in this one. Late stages of quarter number 3 here tonight. Don't forget, when we are done, we'll be headed back to our studio as Archbold now opens up a 41-0 lead in the early stages of the 4th quarter there. We'll be back there for the scoreboard show brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, and that scoreboard show until about 10 o'clock this evening. Edgerton on the move again. They have a 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line of Fairview on top, 21-0. Nichols, and you were all over it, Bummer, about how they're just putting the game in Warren Nichols and a little bit in, add Roth and Blue, but the workhorse tonight has been Warren Nichols with that still not at 100% Corey Everett, and they don't want to risk him doing too much tonight in this one. Little swing pass to the right side, and it's Pasillo getting into the act. He's inside the 30, has a 1st down to the 27-yard line. That will be a gain of 11 on 2nd down.
That's a good job of Coach Flagel of getting Pasillo involved. He's one of your playmakers, and again, just a little bubble screen out there and let him be an athlete on the perimeter. So exhausting all of his resource, Coach Flagel is, without using Corey Everett as much as he can.
Trips to the near side. Hand off to Quentin Blue. Blue stumbles inside the 25 to about the 24. 3 yards on the run for Quentin Blue. Tackle made by Dylan Gabers, a 5'9", 170-pound senior. And that is going to bring us to the end of quarter number 3. A touchdown scored in that quarter on a 12-play, 78-yard drive by Edgerton to extend their lead through 3 quarters. It's the Bulldogs 21, Fairview nothing. You are listening to Week 7 of high school football coverage on B-Rock Sports.
The newest way to save money is also the easiest way to save money. With Midwest Community Federal Credit Union's new rewards checking account powered by Bazing, you get access to thousands of local discounts on shopping, dining, travel, and so much more. All you have to do is show your mobile coupon and save. No matter who you are or what you do, saving money is for everyone. Stop by a Midwest Community branch or visit midwestcommunity.org to open a rewards checking account today.
RJR Consulting Services, Scott Road in Bryan, is proud to be a part of Fairview Apache sports coverage. RJR Consulting Services provide retail and restaurant design services, comprehensive construction documentation, and project management. And they're very pleased to be a part of this Fairview broadcast. RJR Consulting Services, Scott Road in Bryan, saying good luck to the Fairview Apaches in tonight's game.
About ready to head to quarter number 4 here of high school football in the Green Meadows Conference. It is 21-0 Edgerton with the lead and on the move again here, and got a good looking drive going to start this 4th quarter, or to end the 3rd and start the 4th.
Spreading the wealth, getting the ball to all the parts. Roth, Blue, Pasillo, and of course Nichols has been the primary ball carrier, the second half.
Scotty Krantz, who went most of the way after the Everett's injury at quarterback, now in at right halfback here. And a little bubble screen to the far side that is going to be incomplete. Yes, incomplete for Caden Pasillo, who didn't look it in. They just haven't looked sharp in the passing game in any way, shape, or form.
Really haven't. Timing's been a little bit off. Don't really know what it is. Have not went deep only but one time.
Sideline warning has just been issued to Edgerton, by the way.
And that wasn't a well-executed play. And most of their passes have been intermediate 5 to 10 yard outs or the bubble screens. So haven't looked very crisp in the passing game for sure.
So it will be a 3rd down from the 24. So 3rd and 7 for Edgerton at the 24-yard line of Fairview. We are just underway in the 4th quarter. Few ticks of the clock in. 21-0 Edgerton. Everett's will send 2 receivers left, a wing to the left, and 1 receiver to the right. 1 running back is Nichols. It'll be Nichols on the run at the 25 and brought down there. Gabers with a good job defensively. Also, Grind fought off a block as well, and it's 4th down where they've been perfect on the night. On 4th down, and here's another one.
Yeah,
actually, no gain on that play.
Yeah, this is 4th and 4 though. They've been
4th and 7 here.
4th and 7. Excuse me, I got a bad angle, but they've been perfect. It's been 4th and 2 and 4th and 1, and much shorter. So we'll see what. Certainly 4-down territory as they're on the 25-yard line, but see what they have in store here. Usually the MO for Edgerton, go right, go to Everett's on 4th and short, but 4th and 7, a little bit different scenario.
A little different animal. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, so they empty the backfield. Play clock at 5, at 4, and a false start. Now it becomes a 4th and 12 back at the 29-yard line for Edgerton. You're listening to high school football on WBNO-FM in Bryan. Wayne Trace is on the board. Late in the 3rd, Antwerp 21 and Wayne Trace 6.
Andy, the flag has been waved off. Edgerton had a timeout just before time expired.
Okay. So it stays 4th down and 7 from the 24. We're going to stay right here. Hey, coming up on Wednesday out at J.J. Wynn's in Holiday City, it's Sports Weekly driven by Terry Hendricks Ford. The final season of our Wednesday night together rolls on, and we'll be joined on Wednesday night. We'll be joined on Wednesday night by members of the 1992 Montpelier football team celebrating the 30th anniversary of that playoff team.
Should be a good time and hopefully get another good crowd. Had a great crowd this last weekend, didn't we, Hitch?
We sure did, Fozzie.
North Central was there. And
they were up
their opening year
slim
of football.
lead at halftime on Erie Mason. Haven't heard anything since then.
packed house, and everybody's excited to hear Coach Scott Thompson speak. And
I loved how you called out the plays, something power.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what that was all about. I know he talked about Coach Buckemeyer and Coach Downey's.
yeah.
I have Coach Downey's old playbook, so I know 55 power and 26 power, and he was talking about taking stuff from them, and I go, let me guess one of your plays.
4 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pasillo goes in motion to the far side of the formation now on 4th down and 7. Everett wants to throw. Looking down the seam, it is dropped. In the hands, out of the hands, and on the turf. And for the first time tonight, denied on 4th down. That was Riley Collar who did not, or was that Blue? Is it 7 or 1?
Yeah, it was Riley Collar.
Riley
that
Collar,
was a really
okay.
well thrown ball that time
Sure
by
was.
Corey Evers, right in the hands, and that's frustrating. That's frustrating if you're an Edgerton fan. That's one of those you got to convert.
Because you not only convert, you're now in a goal to go and maybe score.
Maybe score, sure. Yep.
So 1st and 10 Fairview at their own 24. Still trying to generate some offensive momentum here. They'll go to the pistol formation. 2 receivers left and 1 running back. Little screen to the near side, incomplete, intended for Jonathan Huffman, another freshman. So that pass was going from 5'7" Zedike to 5'6" Huffman in the freshman class right there. Incomplete.
You can see a lot of freshmen here on Fairview's roster. Like we talked about a little bit earlier, the really good 8th grade class. So Fairview will get back to their winning ways.
And from what I've heard, size and athleticism in that 8th grade class
so
right
they'll
now.
Be back up there again.
Power I formation on 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line. Brett Grine getting the ISO run off the right side out to the 28. So Brett Grine with 4. And it'll be 3rd down and 6. Stymied. Caden Burkhart got in on that tackle. He's a 5'11", 305-pound senior. So 3rd and long. 3rd down and 7 for Fairview. 21-0 Edgerton. 10.5 remaining in this one. Ball resting middle of the field. Another power eye look for the Apaches. Double tight set. It'll be a play action. Zedike on a roll to the right. Zedike trying to run. 25, 30, and out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. Probably got about 2 before he was ushered out of bounds. So it'll be a 4th down and 4 and a punting situation now for Fairview. It's 4th and 6 from the 29-yard line. Homecoming night here in Fairview. Congratulations to the homecoming court. Lash away to punt. Krantz waiting on that kick. Back inside his 45. Now going inside his 40 a step or 2. Chest high snap. Lashaway's kick under duress is away. Not a good one, and it'll roll dead at the 47-yard line. Just 24 yards on the punt. No return. Edgerton ball there. 1st down and 10. 21-6 it remains. Antwerp. Late 3rd. Hicksville on their way to their first win tonight, it looks like. They're up 27-7 over Paulding late 3rd. You and I liked Hicksville's chances tonight in a matchup of not winless teams, because Paulding had gotten a win, but for Hicksville to get a win tonight, I thought, for me, it was the Lucas Smith factor. We're big Lucas Smith fans, and everything being equal, 42-0, Northwood leading Montpelier. Gabers brought down the Edgerton ball carrier there after a gain of 2, and that was Roth on the jet sweep. So Owen Roth gets 2 out to his own 49-yard line. 2nd down and 8, Bulldogs. Leading it 21-0. Haven't been crisp tonight, haven't been sharp tonight. They've had their moments where they've played well. Defense has been really good tonight. Stifling tonight. And it's all going to add up to win number 6 on the year. Nichols hit. Jackson Grine denying. Nichols up the gut.
Jackson
Loss of
Grimes
3.
had a really nice game. We've got him down here for 7 tackles already, and he's played a great job at that right end spot.
So 3rd and 11 after the loss, back to the 46-yard line. So 3rd and 11. Two receivers right. Two receivers to the left. Out of the pistol formation. Quick pop far side. Pass is caught. Catch and run, and it should be enough for the first down. Riley Collar with that catch and run far side. From the 46, he gets to the 43. Gain of the 11 yards needed and a first down. And that keeps this drive alive here. To the 43 of Fairview. 21 zip Bulldogs. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Handoff on the interior, nothing doing.
Andy, right now, this fourth quarter.
Austin Gates, by the way, made that stop.
Yeah.
-1.
Let me back up here a little bit. I don't want to get too dramatic. The last two series, as I will say, the Fairview defensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage.
At Archbold Games final, 41-0 over Evergreen. Three receivers right, one to the left on second down and 11. Curl route far side. Pass is caught. Collar ridden down on the play by Jesse Kuhlman. And that's a gain to the 33-yard line. Or 38-yard line, beg your pardon. Gain of 6 on the pass play. So it will be third down and about 6 to get the first down. Call it 5. 3rd and 5. Two receivers right. Two receivers left. 7:20 to play. 21-0 Edgerton. Man in motion to the near side. It's Pasillo. Make it Krantz, and Edgerton got started too soon. Pasillo started too soon. So now it'll back him up, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Coverage tonight also brought to you by Yarger Flagle Investment Services, downtown Edgerton, Ohio. IRAs, 401ks, mutual funds, variable annuities, life insurance, and more. Phone 419-298-2000. Yarger Flagle Investment Services and Insurance, downtown Edgerton. 3rd down and 10 Bulldogs at the 43 of Fairview. Twins to the left and right. Nichols in the backfield with Everett. Play clock inside of 5. Everett wants to throw. Swing past Nichols. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. Still on his feet. Going to be knocked down and only a gain of about 2.
Well played again by Fairview.
So the pass play leaves them with a 4th and 8 at the 42 of Fairview.
How many big plays has Fairview given up this game? Maybe one run play to Nichols?
Yeah.
Do we consider that?
Yeah.
What do you consider big plays?
Let's say 2 or 3. Let's say 2 or 3 chunk plays tonight.
Okay. No pass plays over the top. Kept everything in front of them.
Here's your 4th down and 8. Everett's to throw over the middle. Pasillo with a catch, and he's knocked down at the 22-yard line. Gain of 20 on 4th down. Good step up in delivery that time.
Right on cue when we started questioning the amount of big explosive plays that Edgerton's had tonight, and we were more crediting the Fairview defense. Edgerton delivers.
So a 1st and 10 at the 22 of Fairview. We are nearing and now are at and under the midway point of quarter number 4. Pasillo goes in motion to the far side. Roll out that way. Everett looks, still looks, fires toward the end zone, an adjustment, and it's incomplete. Collar was the target. And he gets up hobbled.
Yeah.
May have turned an ankle as he hobbles off to the far sideline.
A little one-on-one play there. I thought that was maybe a catchable ball. It was kind of away from us, but just couldn't haul her in.
2nd down and 10. Fairview at the 20, or Edgerton at the Fairview 22-yard line. Quentin Blue is in the backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. That's a new receiver. Noah Weaver, a freshman, up at the top side. Here's Blue at the 20. Blue down to about the 18, maybe the 19. So gain of 3 for Quentin Blue. Tripped up on the play, who had made a good play earlier in the drive, by Austin Gates. So it'll be a 3rd down coming up. North Central leads 26-14 over Erie Mason with 6:40 remaining in that Week 7 collision. Everett's has blue in the backfield, trips left, one receiver right, going left on the rollout. It's Everett's throws, pass caught, Noah Weaver. Weaver to the 10. Weaver fights his way down to the 7-yard line. 12 on the pass play and a 1st and goal here for the Edgerton Bulldogs. 1st and goal at the 6. They wind the clock again. Under the 5-minute mark left in this one. Everett's has blue in the backfield. 3 receivers right, a tight end to the right. It'll be a quarterback keep to the right side. Everett's tripped up. Good job knifing through there defensively to make that play. Brett Grind, the 5'10 sophomore. And it's a loss of 1 on the Everett's run. Back to the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I really like the motor by Brett Grind, who's offensively had an outstanding game. Defensively been around the ball all day.
There are pieces here for Fairview.
There sure. And you know what, Andy? They're playing hard. I don't think you can fault the effort of Fairview tonight. They're undermanned. Not as good a football team as Edgerton, but I'm telling you, they're competing. And that's just had to work for everything they've got.
Sure have. 2nd and goal. Nichols, little stutter step, spin move, and then is stacked up on the play. Brett Grind held him up till the cavalry got there. It's a run of 2. Run of 2 for Nichols to the 3-yard line, and a 3rd and goal from the 3. 3:45 and counting to play. This is just a matter of, does Edgerton get one more scored? Can Fairview come up with a stop? I mean, the ball game's decided now. Edgerton going to leave here 6-1, 3-1 in the GMC. Double wing look. Now they'll flip a tight end over to the right, 1 receiver to the left, out of that wing slot to the left. They fake the jet sweep. They go to the end zone, and Noah Weaver can't hang on. In and out of his hands. Coverage on that far side, Jesse Kuhlman. And now another 4th down attempt here, unless they elect to go field goal. Maybe give Parker Eldon an opportunity here to get a little confidence and kick a field goal, a short field goal.
It looks like they may be doing that too.
Nope, no sign of the kicker.
Nope, I guess I thought it was moving on the sideline there. And, Edgerton's going to look back on this game like you do every game. And a lot of drop balls, Andy. It's something that they just going to have to clean a lot of things up if they're going to beat the likes of Tenora and certainly Antwerp down the road in this back half.
4th and goal from the 3. Everett's looks to the end zone. Sitting down and making the grab is Corey Herman for the touchdown. First touchdown pass of the night for Corey Everett's, and it's, again, appropriately for Edgerton on 4th down.
Yeah. What is Edgerton now from 4th down? Are they 5 for 5, Andy, that we have on our stats?
They did get stopped once.
5 for 6, then they are on 4th down conversions. Still pretty impressive stat.
Here's Eldon for the extra point at the 3:14 mark. Trying to make it a 28-0 lead, and the PAT is good. 28-0 Edgerton on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Back for the finish in a moment.
U-Store Storage in Bryan has 44 new 10x20 storage units available on Edgerton Street in Bryan. With 24-hour access and well-lit facilities, U-Store Storage has a unit just for you. Residential and commercial warehouse space is also available. Looking for a storage unit in the Stryker area? Stryker Mini Storage on Industrial Drive has units as well. For all your storage needs, give U-Store Storage or Stryker Mini Storage a call at 419-636-2545.
28-0 our score. Edgerton tacks one on there. They have 3 rushing touchdowns, get their first passing touchdown of the night, and a 28-0 lead. By the way, schedules, as Fairview's going to drop to 0-7 and 0-4 in the GMC. Here are the teams remaining. Edgerton goes like this. Hicksville, at Hicksville, home with Tenora, it's Edgerton at Hicksville, Edgerton at Tenora, and then Antwerp at Edgerton to close out the year. So they go to Tenora and they go to Hicksville and they have Antwerp at home. Little squib kick fall on at the 30. Fairview finishes They get Wayne Trace at home next week, then a visit to Hicksville, and then Ayersville to finish the season out. So maybe a chance or two in there still for a win for Fairview.
That's how you got to think. Yep.
Fairview will start 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Some fresh uniforms out there for the Bulldogs anyways. Not everybody. There's still some familiar numbers and names out there. Under center goes Zedike, and a penalty flag flies on the snap. Another false start penalty on Fairview. 28-0 Edgerton with the lead. What was your best one tire and service, best play of the night?
Oh, wow.
Well, I'll tell you what. Think on it. You don't have to answer.
I've got it right now.
You do?
You're ready for it.
All right.
I think it's the Josh Nichols touchdown run through the gap. Nothing more than that. I think he probably was the player of the game for the Bulldogs tonight.
So Warren Nichols, 11.
Warren Nichols, excuse me.
The TD run?
Yeah.
The 11-yard TD run, our best one tire and service, best play of the night.
Well, you've got to go with the winning team, right? Because if it wasn't that, I was going to say the jailbreak screen. In the second quarter, I believe it was from Zedike to Grimes, I believe it was.
Caden
Kern, which covered 64 yards in the air. That would probably be the other one.
That's a loss of 1 on that run, so it'll be second down and 11. As we tick down to 2.5 remaining in this one. I want to thank Paul Junker, athletic director here at Fairview, and do a great job of hosting everybody.
Love coming to Fairview.
Pistol formation, slot right, Grind in the backfield, the toss to Brett Grind. Grind to the cutback, 25. He's at the 30. Got a couple on the play, did Brett Grind, and it'll be 3rd and long. Good pursuit by Edgerton. Also, our thanks to Brody Flagel and also to John McCord as well for help. Had an injured Apache all the way upfield.
Yeah,
it's Caden Kern who's hustling off now as much as he can. 3rd down and 9 from the 31-yard line. 2:13 left in this one. Next week, it's trip to Montpelier for Ottawa Hills at Montpelier in week number 8. 9, we think we know. I'm not going to officially announce it yet, to be determined. And we'll be in Edgerton for week 10. Could be a lot on the line for a lot of reasons. Antwerp at Edgerton, maybe an Antwerp title. Both teams looking for playoff positioning potentially in week number 10. The other possibility could be Eden at Ottawa Hills as well. So I guess I don't want to officially say that because we have an either-or game in week number 10. Next week we know it's Ottawa Hills at Montpelier, and that's the big certainty. Timeout, John McCord. $1:41 left in this one. All it's left to do is put it to bed. We'll do that when we come back. 28-0 the Dogs.
Import cars and trucks are amazing, but fixing them creates a dilemma. Do you go to the city for service and repairs? Well, it's time for a change. Jason Dietz Automotive Services on State Route 6, just east of Edgerton, is the answer. If you own a Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes, or any other Asian or European vehicle, Jason Dietz Automotive Services has you covered. With over 30 years of experience on imports, Dave Brown and Sam Bailey are the experts that can fix it right the first time. So if you're looking for a mechanic that can fix the problem your last mechanic couldn't, call 419-298-0777 and make your appointment today.
3rd down and 9 for Fairview with 1:41 remaining in this one. 28-0 our score. Edgerton on top. Out of the Fairview timeout, they'll have an empty backfield. 2 receivers right, 3 receivers to the left. Zedike in the shotgun. Zedike gets the snap, looks, wants to throw a little jailbreak screen, and it is caught. And then DeAndre Hastings is going to lose on the pass play a yard. So it will be 4th and 11, and Fairview going to punt it. Tried to set up that little jailbreak screen, and Edgerton read it as they've done so well all night.
They did, and of course they had success on that. If you remember, as we just talked about that, to Kern in the second quarter there. Edgerton not fooled that time.
We'll have a brief wrap-up here of this one when we conclude here in less than a minute. 28-0 our score. Punting situation. All that's left here is to get this punt away, and then probably a kneel down or two for Edgerton to end it, as it'll be rolling dead inside the 40-yard line. When we wrap everything up here, we'll get you back to the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union scoreboard show. Scores are starting to go final now around the area or getting close. Delta wins 70-7 over Swanton tonight. Archibald is 1, so those are two Knoll schools. Haven't heard the final yet on Wauseon PH. Liberty Center was up big. They're going to beat Bryan. We do know that. Antwerp in the lead. 49-7 Liberty Center. That is a final. And now a snap and a kneel down here to end it. Final score tonight from Fairview on homecoming night. Edgerton 28, Fairview nothing. Stick around. Our Week 7 post-game wrap-up is coming your way back at Fairview after this final timeout.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com. Have you always dreamed of starting your own business? Are you looking for ways to fund your child's education or save for retirement? Maybe you'd like to buy that dream home. Well, the State Bank can help you meet your financial goals, whatever they may be. With State Bank, you'll get all the products and services you expect from your bank with the personal attention of a locally operated community bank. Find a location near you today. State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. It's fair season, and we'll have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and save 10% on all upright memorials. The Fackler Monument Company features the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. And we're bringing you the opportunity to save 10% at the Hillsdale County Fair. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Okay. It's okay.
Final wrap up here from Fairview, 28-0 our score. Let's recap the scoring here tonight. Corey Everett's got things started on a 1-yard TD run, 14-play, 62-yard drive to make it 7-0. That started the game. And then just before halftime, late in the first half, another double-digit drive, 70 yards in 12 plays. Warren Nichols, the final 11 yards to make it 14-0 at the half. Edgerton's first possession of the second half, they'd go 78 yards in 12 plays. Owen Roth on a jet sweep, 1-yard TD run to make it 21-0. And then scoring would be completed in the fourth. Another lengthy drive of 14 plays and 53 yards. And it was Everett's to Corey Herman for the final 3 yards and a TD pass, and your final of 28-0. With the win, Edgerton improves to 6-1, 3-1 in the GMC. Fairview tumbles to 0-7 overall and 0-4 in the Green Meadows Conference. Edgerton will be, and I may have said at Hicksville, they host Hicksville, I believe, next week. They have Hicksville, Tenora, Antwerp remaining, while Antwerp next week, Fairview next week will have a matchup in Week 8 with the Wayne Trace Raiders. Mike Bumb, final numbers here as best as you can gather in this Edgerton win.
Well, what we've got here is we've got for the Fairview Apaches, William Zedek was 4 for 12. He did have 100 yards in the air. Primary receivers for him were Brett Grime had 1 catch for 13 yards. DeAndre Hastings, 2 catches for 8 yards. Caden Kern had the big catch for 65 yards. He also had another one for 6 yards, a total of 71 yards received for Caden Kern. And Brevin Williams had 1 catch for 8 yards for a total of 100 yards through the air. Rushing the football, not so good for the Apaches. Only 49 yards on the ground. Leading the way for the Apaches was Brett Grind carrying the ball, 29 yards on 13 carries. William Zedike did have 11 carries as well for 8 yards, for a total of 49 yards of rushing. Total yards, 149 total yards rushing for of total offense for the Fairview Apaches. For the Edgerton Bulldogs, who will go to 6-1 on the season. Corey Everett's tonight was 15 for 25 for 149 yards. He had 1 touchdown thrown, and he also carried the ball in for 1 touchdown. Warren Nichols running the football was the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, carrying the ball 16 times for 52 yards. Corey Everett's also carried the ball 9 times for 22 yards. Owen Roth got in the action, carrying the ball 6 times for 28 yards. And Quentin Blue carried the ball 9 times for 29 yards for a total of 146 yards of rushing. Total offense for the Edgerton Bulldogs, 295 total offensive yards, again compared to the 149 yards for the Fairview Apaches. For the scoring, Corey Everett's had a 1-yard TD run. Warren Nichols had a 10-yard TD run. Owen Roth, a 2-yard TD run. And then Corey Herman receiving touchdown from Corey Everett's from 12 yards out to conclude the scoring. 28-0 Edgerton Bulldog victory. Good road win against the Apaches, a team that's really owned Edgerton throughout the years. This is the 50th time that the two teams have met. 37 times Fairviews came on the winning end, and that's, of course, would be the 13th time now with the Edgerton Bulldog victory today.
Next week, off to Montpelier for Ottawa Hills at Montpelier. An attack matchup. Pregame starts at about 6:30 again. Kickoff at 7. Our thanks to the lovely and immensely talented, my beautiful bride, Stephanie, for doing stats, and she is the best statistician in the business, and I didn't even get paid to say that. The Foz, the best color in the world, and no problem there. So we appreciate his time and efforts again, and tremendous insights into tonight's game. And I mean, broke down a concession stand tonight. So you had it all covered. Football and food and anything else. A lot of fun tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. 28-0 our final tonight. Edgerton with the win. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Scoreboard Show starts now. Have a great weekend. This is B-Rock Sports.